Mike in the night. Transmission. Life. Neon shadows on the street. Baseline rising from beneath. Silver skyline. Hearts ignite. We awaken in my mind. Every fear just fades away when the rhythm starts to play. You don't know what's wrong, alright. You just moving right in the night. Close your eyes, don't fight the fight. Feel it lifting you higher. When the clock hits 3, you're finally free. At 3 a.m., something's moving you. Feel it breaking through, like a wave you can't undo. At 3 a.m., let the darkness shine. We've crossed the line. Oh my goodness. Feel the bass ignite. My goodnight. Feel the bass ignite. Mike in the night. There's nothing you can do. Something moving you. Mike in the night. In the night. In the night. In the night. 3 a.m. feel the rise. Hands up high, no disguise. Lights are flashing, bodies sway. Truth is rising anyway. In the silence, in the fight, we come alive. And Mike in the night. From the cities to the coast, from the voices they fear most. When the people reunite, we are one. And Mike in the night.
Oh yeah, it's time for Mike in the Night, baby. 3 a.m. Something is moving you. Woo!
3 a.m. 3 When the world is sleeping, we are wide awake. I am the voice of the common way. Across oceans, across borders, across the night. I have spoken. At 3 a.m., something's moving. You feel it breaking through. Mike in the night. We ignite, hands in the sky, unite.
Today is June the 1st, 2026. Welcome to episode 653 of Mike in the Night. And I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you be watching this transmission. Whether you're watching this transmission from your condo in the sky, or your camper or cabin in the woods, or relaxing on your lazy boy, or maybe just couch surfing on a friend's couch because you can't afford rent. Or you got kicked out of your house because your parents are fed up with you. People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. It is 3 a.m. and something is moving you. Welcome, guys, to episode 653. We are sitting at, what are we sitting at right now? Season 35, episode 12. Season 35, episode 12, guys. It's been that long that we've been here with you guys. And we got our chats moving along well. Just message me on Instagram after we do headlines. We'll just go ahead and allow you could call into the show. Just follow the show format, guys. That's all I ask. That's very simple. And just going here over some messages, guys. Just go ahead and send me a quick message on Instagram. And good evening, Mike. Good evening, everyone. Sandy is here. Kevin J. Johnson's here in the comments. Mike, you should talk about Josh. He's up near you. He's a good guy. I don't know a Josh in my area. No, I don't know a Josh in my area. Who else? Carrie Kempar. Glenn Dumont's there. Okay, guys, so I'm going to ask you guys for a big effing favor. We're on season, I don't know, whatever. Everything that we're talking about is happening now, but we've been talking about years ago. And it's really sad that no one even knows this show exists. I pointed back to episodes from 5, 6, 3 years ago, 8 years ago, and people are going like, holy shit, how do I not know? Guys, the algorithm has been basically hiding us, right? YouTube has finally opened up. Facebook has finally opened up. Instagram is everything's finally opening up, and they're allowing us to come through. But a lot of people on social media see me as a poser, like stealing other people's talking pieces, stealing other content creators' ideas. I'm stealing other people's stuff, but we've been saying it for years, and no one knew. So I come on the spotlight, and they're like, who the hell is this fat fuck? Why is this guy here? I never heard of this piece of shit. And I'm like trying to explain to them, like, I've been talking about the Maid 10 years ago. I've been talking about Maid assisted suicide 10 years ago. I've been talking about, because his argument was over Chinese money laundering. We got videos from 2012 talking about Chinese money laundering. You know what I'm saying? On our channel. 2012 talking about Chinese money laundering. Me walking the empty streets of Vancouver. Right? Everything, all the wars, everything, pandemics, everything. We've predicted it on here. But nobody knows who we are. We're non-existent. You know why? Because we don't take sides, and we've never taken sides. Because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You're getting completely screwed over with the bullshit, right? Okay, let's keep going here. Let's keep going on here. Let's keep going, folks. All right, guys, so here's the deal with this. So Ghostly Doors just sent me $5. Here's a coffee, brother. Thanks, buddy, for the coffee. Thanks, buddy. Okay, guys, if you want to join our email list, MikeMartins@gmail.com, just email me. Say you want to be on our list. All I do is, when we go live, I just email you. That's all. And, guys, don't forget, viewer discretion is advised. 21 and older. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Fact check and do your own research, guys. 18 U.S. section code section 2257 for Mike in the Night. So there you go. That's out of the way. Let's do a quick channel plug, and we're off to the races. Oh boy, do we have a show and a half for you guys here tonight. Woo! Yeah. So let's get into a quick channel plug here. Well, that's bright. That screen's bright. All right, guys, if you want to buy your boy a coffee, don't forget to buy me a coffee here. There's a donor box. Leave a link, and you can find a link in the description on replay whenever you want. There you go. Boom. If you want to buy me a coffee, go ahead. Also, YouTube. Yeah, we passed 129,000 subscribers on YouTube. And that's actually, I'm not bragging, that's actually very pathetic. Because we should have been at 129,000 subscribers in 2016, 2017. Not now. But kind of pathetic, but that's okay. They've allowed us to be, not really be seen, but I guess, I don't know what it is. But MikeInTheNight.org takes you to episodes of MikeInTheNight.org, old episodes going back years and years. So there it is right there. And our Facebook, you can also find information on our Facebook. We are completely unplugged on Facebook. We're allowed to post whatever the hell we want on Facebook again. And we are blowing up on there. Oh, wow, this one's got 4,000 shares. Holy crap. So there it is right there, folks. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Let me go to my profile here. Home profile. You can find us on Instagram. There it is right there. Instagram, if you guys want to check us out on Instagram. Add me on Instagram, guys. I'm going to give you the Instagram link so you can come on the show. We only use Instagram to come on the show. It's the... So there it is right there. Boom. If you want to call into the show, just call in on Instagram. It's plugged in to our audio perfectly. And TikTok. We got a small problem here on TikTok. We got another community guidelines violation strike here. So this channel might be going down in about 8 days. This one reached 17,000. The other one we had 82,000. This one had 9,000. And the other one had 13,300. So they keep taking us down on TikTok. Anytime you mention how China is destroying the world, they take down your videos. And if you want to shop Mike Martin's, link in the description if you want to buy a mug or a hoodie or something for Mike in the Night. We haven't sold anything from this store yet in over 2 years. I think we sold one mug in 2 years. And that's all we have. So people are thinking he's on there selling stuff. He's full of shit. No, no one buys anything. It doesn't matter. We don't make anything. I'm not a real person. Joe Rogan, Russell Brand. The guys that tell you that after the vaccine doesn't work, then they come and tell you the vaccine doesn't work. The people that were warning you that this is fucking shit, oh, those people don't worry about that. Yeah, it's all about Joe Rogan and what he says. So until these people say something, it becomes something. I could talk here until I'm blue in the face telling you about the next... I know what's going to happen in the next 3 to 5 to 7 to 8 to 10 years. I could tell you in detail exactly how it's going to come about. Exactly. Word for word. But what's the point? No one cares. And then we go back to the video and say, guys, we told you about this. Shut up, boy. You shut your mouth. No one cares. It's because Joe Rogan is saying it now, right? So we kept telling you guys, don't take fucking sides. Don't take sides. So, whoo. I have been with you for a decade, Mike. Decades, it seems, Mike. Keep up the great work, says Gary Kempar. Yeah, I remember him. So that's what's going on right now. Rogan's going to save you. $1.8 million an episode. I think with my coffees I make here, we probably make 15 to 25, 35 bucks an episode. Not even. Some weeks we don't get no coffees here. So, all right, let's get into some headlines. Let's see what I got here. All right, we're going to Canada. We're kicking things off in Canada first. And Canada admits non-voluntary euthanasia could save trillions. Depopulation agenda no longer hidden. And this is something we've been warning you guys about for the last 10 years now. Before MAID, it was called Canadian Euthanasia Program, which we covered back in 2014 and 2013. A chilling new study is fueling fears that Canada's rapidly expanding euthanasia system is evolving into something far darker than assisted dying, a state-driven model where non-voluntary or effectively forced euthanasia could become economically incentivized. And it goes into mentally ill individuals, homeless populations, retired elderly citizens, indigenous communities, and broader MAID recipients. And the conclusion was, according to analysis, projected government saving could exceed Canadian $1.2 trillion by 2047. So they're in it for the money. And we have a short video here that we did. Now, a lot of people don't know this, so I'm going to bring it back up in this video. MAID, assisted suicide in Canada, it's actually being funded and partnered with the Chinese partnership. Chinese programs in Canada. The same Chinese program that is working with the migration centers to bring in people from India in mass numbers, that's actually tied with China. That's all Chinese. All that stuff is tied to China and Canada. So Canada and China are working hand in hand. And that's why for the last 15 years I've been saying, America, wake up. Canada is your biggest threat, not Iraq. And that's what we've been saying for years and years now on this channel. Because what's happening in Canada, so we warned you guys. Now, there's a video, it's not coming up here. I'm not seeing it here. The video is very important. If you guys can go across my YouTube and search for it, it's up there. It has to do with the type of people or the race of people that is being euthanized in Canada. And I think 94% of the people being euthanized in Canada are white people, are white or European Canadians. So this is very important that you guys understand this. And these projects are being put in by working with Chinese hand in hand, right? So let's go over here. So this is it right here, folks. SOS from Canada, made euthanasia. Governments are killing us, please. That was 2 years and change ago. Forget that. It's right here. 3.5 thousand homeless war vets in Canada to be offered assisted suicide, made 6 years ago. We've been warning you guys all about this for years now. I'm trying to find that video here. I can't find it, guys. It's here. Yes. Okay, here it is. The video is called 92.2% of euthanized deaths in Canada were Anglo-white since 2016. Okay, so here, this is very important, guys.
Canada's roughly, this is what I'm getting in for 2025. Canada has had 19,833 made deaths in 2025. And that equals right now 96,308 total made deaths since the legalization in 2016. Remember pre-2016 when we made our videos, it was called the Euthanization Program of Canada. It wasn't called MAID then. It was called MAID in 2016, right? So Canada would be approaching the 100,000 mark in under a decade of legalized MAID, right? Now, if you guys recall the video when they were offering MAID to war vets and stuff at the beginning, they were offering MAID to war vets. They were offering MAID to pretty much anyone that would take it. And in 2016, it was 1,018 people died of assisted suicide. And then in 2017 was 2,838. But then you look at 2025, you're looking at 19,833. Now, in 2024 alone, MAID accounted for about 5.1% of all deaths in Canada. 5.1% of deaths were occurred by MAID. Okay, roughly 1 in every 20 deaths nationwide. Okay, and this is called, and we've been saying this for years, the normalization of government-sanctioned murder. Right? Now, this is what kind of threw me, really. This is what threw me for a curveball here, was this stat. 92.2% of recipients were white, Anglo-European, or Canadian proper. Basically, European white, Canadian proper white. Made up 92.2% of the recipients that were offered MAID. And that's some of the statistics I got here. They may be off. They may be dead on. Off by 1% or 2. Not too sure. But I just wanted to bring this to your attention.
Look at that video I made out here. This video was made back in 2017. Arthritis and diabetes will qualify Canadians for assisted dying. Euthanasia. Wow. So anyways, let's move on here. Post-haste recession. What recession? Canada economy is doing better than it has in years by this measure. No, it hasn't. And this week's top stories, Canada's recession arrives with weaker hiring and fewer businesses. Now, I wanted to make something very clear here, and you guys know my stance on this. Canada's in a depression, not a recession. We hit recession territories in 2014 when the first home average $20,000 home, tear-down home in Canada, passed $1 million. Once the average working family home passed $1 million in Canada, we entered a recession. Because Canadians can't get into their own real estate anymore because the Chinese money laundering, the trillions of dollars the Chinese brought in from 2010 to March 2024. trillions, 2.4 to 2.6 trillion. So we're screwed, and we can't compete with that. And that's what's happening. Canada is in a depression, not a recession. All right, so Kevin J. Johnson sent me $50 saying, Mike, you know my number, put me on. I don't have no way to connect. It's all through Instagram, bud. There's nothing. I don't even have a phone on me. My phone's charging upstairs. I don't use my phone during the show. I cannot call you on Instagram. They took it down. So maybe use a friend's Instagram or something. But there's 2 billion people on Instagram. So I got to stick on a bigger platform that allows me to reach a lot of people instead of starting a new platform with 3 people on it and then fighting to get callers in. Forget it, man. Just get Instagram. Join the Click platform. Follow here to increase YouTube live stream. Doesn't work. Yeah, use a fake Instagram account, someone's saying here. All right. We love Kevin J. Johnston. Yes, we do. All right. So let's get down to some reality here. So there's a lot of anti-Israel people being anti-Semitic or whatever, getting arrested or posting things online and getting arrested in Canada. And 5 more charged in North York anti-Israeli protest. Accused face rare charge of willful promotion of hatred in connection with March 15 demonstration. And I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'll go, hold on. There's a point for this video. Canada Civic Compact is failing Jewish Canadians, Carney says in a speech addressing anti-Semitism. But here's the thing. Canada is importing anti-Jewish countries into Canada. You see, what Canada doesn't understand, or the governments don't understand, the Canadians, the Italians, the Portuguese, the Greeks, the Dutch, the Scottish, the Irish, that built up Canada, that built the infrastructure, right? Because 95% of Canada is Christian built. The Christians built this country. It wasn't the Indians or the Chinese or the Somalians. It was European expansion that built Canada. Now, what did the Canadian government think by bringing in people from countries that are anti-Jewish? Like, they're bringing in a lot of people from countries that are anti-Christian. What do they think is going to happen here? They think they're going to get off the plane, come to Canada. I am Canadian now, and everything Canada this and Canada that. Hey, man, give me a beer. Let's watch some hockey. What did they think was going to happen when people that are anti-Jew, anti-Christian, anti everything in their home country, and they come to Canada? What did they think was going to happen? You thought they were going to be like the Portuguese and the Italians and the Greeks? They came in. They became part of the country. They settled in. They had their little area. They had the little this, the little a little bit of festivals, a little bit of church gatherings. What did Canada think? We're going to bring in people from Iraq and Iran, and we're going to bring in people from all these countries. What did they think is going to happen? Well, what did they think was the outcome? Like, what did they... You become the country you bring in. The country you bring in is the people you bring in is what your country becomes. Right? Canada doesn't really have an identity. It was forming an identity, and then in 1993, the Canadian government decided, well, let's close immigration in from Europe. You're from Europe. And then in 2000, there was a path to citizenship for Portuguese. Come into Canada. Yeah, we need to build. We need more buildings. Portuguese came in 2000, 2006, 7, and 8. They were deporting them all, even with kids born in Canada. Birth tourism is only for Chinese. Birth tourism is not for Portuguese. They deported 702 Canadians that were born in Canada to Portuguese parents back to Portugal. You see how that works? Now, when you bring in these people, your country becomes those people. And I don't understand why they don't see that, right? Of course you're going to have anti-Semitism. Of course you're going to have anti-Christian. Of course you're going to have all this other stuff, right? And then in vice versa, you're going to have anti-Muslim. You're going to have right? You're going to have all that stuff because the people living here that built this country are saying, hey, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? We didn't vote to bring these fucking people in here. And this is where we're at now, right? Mike, they brought them there to blame the natives for all their misgivings. Canada has too many. So we got Walking Journey here. Yeah, the Chinese helped. So here's this is the problem that we have here. The Chinese helped build the railway once in one province of British Columbia. So what? So you telling me the Europeans will have never completed that railway without the Chinese? So now we're at a point now through history that Canada only exists because of China. Without China, Canada will not exist today. That's the mentality. They built a bit of the railroad in BC, but now Canada's only because of China, right? Trillions of dollars laundered, and then they come in and work at the banks, clean offices, nice office buildings, all government jobs, while Canadians are outside begging for money. Yeah, that's how it works. And they don't even speak English, a majority of these Chinese people I speak to. They don't speak proper English. Right? They're not 2-3 generations here. They're here, again, after 2010, when Canada opened its doors to money laundering, right? All right. I don't know what the hell's wrong with the Walking Journey. Mike, Walking Journey channel. Mike, please don't block me. I don't block anybody on my channel. I don't know why this guy comes on here and try to start shit with us. Mike, please don't block me. What the fuck are you talking about? Please don't block me. Anyways. All right, over in the United States. Trump's restorations of fountains, monuments, and parks show squirrel is a choice. I don't know what the fuck that even means. Let's move on. Bill Gates, fuckface! Fuckface! Bill Gates grants Moderna $50 million to fast-track warp speed Ebola vaccine for mass rollout. You fucking piece of shit! This is the same motherfucker that sold his Bionet stock, which we couldn't talk about because we got banned off of YouTube for 90 days. He bought the Bionet stock, this fucking piece of shit. And then he sold his stock at profit. And then when in 2023, went on a speaking tour in Brussels saying the vaccines didn't work. And we fucking covered this piece of shit. And this motherfucker's back with this fucking bullshit Ebola. And a new defense bill will bind America to permanent Israel military partnership. We predicted this. If Trump got in, Israel and United States will be hand in hand. We told you not to take sides. There it is right there. And Israel backs down on planned Beirut attack after Iran warns of intervention. Again, Netanyahu, not my prime minister. My video was taken down off of X, Elon Musk's X, because we warned you guys about this in detail, and they took it down off of X. And then 2 years later, everyone was talking about what I was talking about after, right? Russell Brand. Samsung throws its support behind digital ID. So now Samsung wants a Samsung ID. That's what it looks like right there, if you guys want to see what it looks like. So there it is right there. And Samsung wants your passport living inside your phone, and it has handed the keys to a private company called Clear. We talked about Clear back in 2022, if I remember. The announcement landed on May 26. Samsung Electronics America and Clear are launching Samsung ID with Clear, a digital passport that sits with Samsung Wallet and lets us travelers verify their identity at more than 250 TSA checkpoints by tapping their phone or scanning a QR code. So they're going to try that with your Samsungs. And if you want to use your Samsungs, that's what you got to do, folks. That's what they want you to do. All right. So this video is from that piece of shit Bill Gates again. So this video, I want to talk about on this video what this piece of shit Gates is doing. Anyways, he's back at this thing again, and I had to double, quadruple check this to make sure, because this sounds so made up. Bill Gates funded project in Colombia releases 30 million bacteria-infected mosquitoes per week. Now, we covered this back in 2023 when he was doing, it wasn't 30 million, it was a couple of million mosquitoes in Florida. If you guys remember, Bill Gates was running something in Florida, and I think Governor DeSantis kicked him out of the state or outlawed him in the state. And the government of Target Malaria Project, a research initiative funded by Gates Foundation, due to biosafety risks, low impact and scientific sovereignty concerns. So Target Malaria aims to use genetically modified mosquitoes to control malaria. It is not only the mosquito project Gates has invested in. Gates is also invested in the genetically modified mosquito programs, but his ambitions don't stop there. The Gates Foundation has also funded projects releasing mosquitoes infected with a modified Wolbachia bacteria. The method of assaulting the natural world is born out of the Australian World Mosquito Program. In Colombia, the World Mosquito Program has been releasing 30 million Wolbachia infected mosquitoes this week. And what is Wolbachia? And this goes into what it is and what it does. I don't give a shit because they don't know what the hell these people don't know what the hell they're talking about. They have no idea how the anatomy of a mosquito works. They don't know how a mosquito thinks. They think they know. They like to think they know. Only God knows. And this piece of shit is doing this stuff all over the world. And he's doing it here again. I got to go back here. Sorry, guys, for the swearing. But here he is again. Got to bring this up again. I'm sorry, guys. Tie it in together. And Bill Gates grants Moderna $50 million to fast-track warp speed Ebola vaccine for mass rollout. Now, this guy's a piece of work. Our video, we did a video. We got banned off of YouTube for 6 months for making this video back in 2023. He went on a speaking tour in Brussels telling people the vaccines weren't meant to work. They were experimental. The video's up. We made the video. It's up on Rumble, but it's taken down everywhere else. Now, he bought his Bionet stock. He got his Bionet stock cheap, dirt cheap. Funded Bionet or whatever that thing's called. Sold the stock at profit. The video's up. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm lying to you guys when we're talking like this, but I know it sounds like it's a complete lie. But it's true. And it's over here. I'm not lying to you guys. This is true stuff because we were completely shadow banned on every platform. We couldn't even go. We were kicked off a Rumble 3-4 times. Then Odyssey we couldn't stream. And then we had to go back to DLive. Then we had to go back to. We just kept going back and back and back. We just kept going in circles and we got nowhere. We couldn't get the message out. We weren't allowed to get the message out. Let's see if I can find it. It's way back here. It's way back. Episode 500. It's way back here. Here it is. Right here. There's the episode of Mike of the Night. Who's really responsible as injections are ineffective and don't block transmission, says Bill Gates after selling his shares in Bionet for a massive profit. This was in 2023, like we told you guys, 2023. February 12th, 2023. He sold his shares in Bionet. Right there. And he went on a speaking tour of Brussels to tell everybody that the vaccine wasn't meant to work. That's it. A lot of people. Justin Trudeau got into the Moderna. Justin Trudeau got Moderna. Pfizer. Justin Trudeau got the Pfizer stock. Right? And I think Scott Morrison, Jacinta Ardern, all those leaders from all over the Commonwealth, New Zealand, Australia. I don't know if Boris Johnson did, but a lot of them bought a lot of vaccine stock and sold it in 2023. That's when Justin Trudeau made that announcement, and we told you guys when he made that announcement that he placed a huge order in before he made the announcement. He placed a massive order of Pfizer, and we told you guys that he bought Pfizer, announced it, the stock rallied. He made a lot of money. These people made a lot of money on your lives, playing with you, telling you you can't go to grandma's dinner because you're not vaccinated. Yeah. There's a lot of people that have a lot of accounting to do. And a lot of people believe that when they die here, there's only 41% of us on this earth possess a soul. You could make fun of me. You could call me all the fuck you want to call me. But when it happens, it's going to be, you're going to be, oh, fuck, Mike was right. Again. 41% of us on this planet right now possess a soul. And the rest are just NPCs. And they're just here to screw with us, challenge us, put us through these tests. How are these people getting away with this? Oh, these people are soulless. Yeah, they are. Because they are soulless. And I know what I'm talking about sounds extreme and weird. We're born with consciousness and awareness. Consciousness is your soul. Awareness is 2 + 2 is 4. I'm going to drive my car. I'm going to work. I go work. I go rip off people. I go screw people. That is your awareness. Your consciousness is your soul. Your consciousness is what leaves your body after you die. And this is the big mistake that scientists have been making all these years. They're confusing consciousness with awareness. And we've been talking about this for over 15 years now on this channel. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter because I'm telling you. And because I'm telling you, who gives a shit? You got to wait till someone important tells you. Yep. All right. All right. So over in Europe, we got shitty Austrian. Black woman randomly attacks young Austrian woman in Vienna subway while screaming xenophobic remarks. So I don't understand. 25-year-old victim. She was randomly attacked by a woman. It's really strange. Like, why are these people in... Why is this lady even in Europe? What is she doing? Just punching people in the face. I don't even... Like, the question is, like, oh, maybe she's this, or maybe she's having a bad day, or this... No, what the fuck is she doing in Europe? What are you doing in Europe? I don't understand what the hell is going on here. Why this is being allowed to happen. The people of Europe didn't vote for these. You know, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And over in Europe again, female officer warns Muslim gangs have taken control inside Austrian jails. Austrian jails have become increasingly hostile for women working inside them, claiming the staff are outnumbered and overworked and abandoned. I don't know why they don't deport these people on a one-way ticket. Expert explains what's behind Russia's military pact with Taliban. So Russia's working with China and Russia are actually both working with the Taliban. Strengthened ties, and aluminum price hits 4-year high on the renewed Middle East supply risk. And that's that right there, folks. I want to put some... I got some video for you guys to see. I got a segment on the show that's called Forbidden News for Canadians. So this is news that will never arrive in Canada. Walmart is racist video will never show in Canada. Very dangerous information to show people in Canada. But yeah, that's what's happening there. Walmart is racist. This is an interesting one. Watch this. Watch this dash cam. This Indian woman is riding a bicycle. Watch this. She's not following the traffic signal. She's got headphones on, and she gets hit by a car. And then she's pointing at the driver of the car. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. And then she's pointing at the driver of the car, blaming the driver. Blaming the driver for this. I don't understand how this is the driver's fault. Look at that. I don't understand what the heck is going on. What, did this person just arrive? Like, they're coming through the crosswalk. It doesn't, and then the driver's like, oh my God, what did I do? No, it's not the driver. It's, what is this lady doing? Look, she's got headphones on. Look at her. Dee, 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 go where I want. It's my country. I built it. There you go. I don't understand. Maybe if you get more of these people building the country, they'll actually know how it runs, because then they'll know how the roads work. Yeah. And this was in, this is France. Yeah, this was France 2 days ago. Yeah, this is forbidden news for Canadians, because this is dangerous stuff in Canada. Very dangerous information to be released in Canada. And there's this guy here firing over in Canada there. He's firing a gun. It looks like a park. He's in, oh God, he's in, I know where he is. I found it on Google Maps. Oh God, I forgot now. He's in Ontario. I know where he is. He's in a town northeast of Toronto. But there he is right there. And then somebody messaged me here to talk about this. A guy named Singh. Just want to ask, what makes you think that guy shooting the gun is from Canada? No, he's not Canadian. I didn't say this guy was Canadian. This guy is in Canada. He's not Canadian. So the guy messaged me, says, what do you think that the guy shooting the gun is from Canada and not from another country like the US? No, that's not an American, and that's not a Canadian, okay? I never said this guy was a Canadian. I said, what is he doing in Canada, right? In my video. Do you see Canadian flag in any location? Flag? We couldn't see in the video. I know you're not going to answer this because you are the type of people that goes on the internet and cry about why you people don't get jobs. So that's a guy named Singh. Singh messaged me to tell me that. So, no. I never said this guy was Canadian. This guy is not Canadian. Not even close to be Canadian. He is in Canada. He is in Canada. So there it is right there. Caledon, Ontario. Thank you in the comments. Caledon, Ontario. That's right. Caledon. Yeah, no. So if you rewatch the video, I never said he was Canadian. I said, what is he doing in Canada? That's my question. That's not a Canadian. And this video is dead. Watch. They killed this video. So this video works. Hold on. There's a couple of videos that got killed here. So this is Lisbon, Portugal. People are going to say, oh, that's the Golden Gate Bridge, Mike, in the background. Bullshit. Bullshit. No, that's Lisbon, Portugal. The same manufacturers built the same bridge in Lisbon. It's a one mile longer than the Golden Gate. And that's a restaurant there in the sky. They do this all the time. If you guys want to check it out, it's in Portugal. And entitled woman has a complete meltdown at Walmart because they won't refund her. See, this is stuff that will never reach Canada. She stomps all over the equipment like a toddler and then steals a pop snap on her way out. So there it is right there, kicking in the computer screen. So this is forbidden news for Canadians. And at graduation. All right, graduation. You'll never see this in Canada. If this was a bunch of white people fighting in America like this, oh, this would be on every Canadian front page. But this doesn't read. So we got to bring this message to Canada. This is news that will never reach Canada. That's in Portugal, guys. That's in Porto. Porto, Portugal. And hundreds of thousands of Ethiopian Christians gather to celebrate faith in Jesus Christ, Jesus. So this, again, information that will never reach Canada. Never. If you see the Christian faith being built and growing all over the world, Canada, first thing they do in Canada is make sure no one knows it. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that this video's killed too. So they killed a video here from that's gone. And it was this one here. Belgrade, 1.3 million people gathered in the name of Christ in Belgrade. The world is rising up. So that video won't play because they took it down. But this one in Spain is working. Thousands rally in Madrid as protesters demand Pedro Sanchez to step down amid growing public anger. So this is, again, information that you won't get here in Canada. So, Triste Street assault screams for help as illegal migrant sexually attacks woman in public. And this goes on for about 15-20 minutes. And the question we need to ask is, why is this guy in the country? Why is he even allowed to exist in the country? That I'm not at, oh, he needs help, we got to put him in jail, we got to deport him. No, the main question we need to ask is, why is this guy allowed to be in the country? Just like me, you know, when I was in Toronto as a kid with my dad, what are you Portuguese people doing in Canada? What are you doing here? Huh? Now I'm allowed to ask it back. So, Indian woman shot dead in America. Shocking CCTV footage of attacker emerges. So, I'm not going to play her getting shot here because... and this black man caught spraying bed bug and flea poison all over groceries store produce. So, we don't get this information here. We don't get to see this in Canada because it's not a white man doing it. But if this is a white man doing this, oh, shit! This will be all over the news. They're always spraying chicken. Look at them go around. So if this, again, forbidden news for Canadians. Yeah, you can't see this in Canada. If this was a white guy, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, front page in Canadian news. Domino's crust contains pesticides at the highest level recorded. Pesticide use in lice shampoo. And we told you guys...
Ontario's chief coroner has documented maid deaths driven not by ill...
We told you guys that the Chinese are working with maid programs in Canada, are working hand in hand with Canadian governments. Chinese are working with the recruitment center for migrant facilities in Australia and Canada and New Zealand to bring in migrants. The Chinese are working hand in hand with these countries.
Canadians failed by a system that chose to offer them lethal injection rather than the support.
I'm telling you guys, watch out. A Muslim preacher in the UK just claimed that Christianity is Islamophobia and that Muslims are offended by Christmas celebrations. But the problem is you're in a Christian country, buddy. Go back to a Muslim, go live in a Muslim country. If you have a problem with Christian and Jesus, if we weren't founded by Christianity and Jesus, the West, this guy wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? It would be a completely different ballgame we'd be in right now. And Madrid, large protests again. Yeah, you can't see this. Illegal migrant assaults a woman on a train platform in Barcelona, Spain. So I don't know why these people are even allowed to be in the country. Like, why are they there? What are they doing there? Like, why is this guy even allowed in the country? Like, why is he there? And hospital nurse whistleblower, says we got here. South Africans protest against Somalian and Pakistan migrants. South Africans protest against everybody that isn't South African and black. If you're white and you're South African, you're not welcome there. And this country is going to starve to death in the next 5 years because of the white farmer mass exodus. And Fresco. This is Fresco in Rome, Italy. So this is Italy right here, folks. It's Fresco. Yep. You're giving away your countries, all by design. Yep, giving away your countries. Look at all these Italians. This is in Italy, folks. And energy crisis in Cuba. Yep, the U.S. is sanctioning Cuba to death. Of course, they're going to go dark. and then America will go in and save them. That's just how it works. They sanctioned the Portuguese to death, right? In the 70s. Forced us into starvation, right? Same thing. They sanction you, make you look bad, like your people are bad. And then in turn, what do? They come and liberate you. But the question people need to ask is, what does America want from Cuba? Again, it's the whole Caribbean and North American control is what they want. They want full control. They want no China influence and no Russia influence in the Northern Hemisphere. And India crowds seen at petrol stations amid rising fuel prices. This was a few days ago. This is fresh video, guys, from a day or two ago. And let's skip that. Spanish patriots to take the streets every weekend. There's a protest now in Spain to get the government out. People are tired of this shit. And what we got here? Violent clashes erupt in London between British patriots and Islamist migrants. UK is reaching a boiling point. Yeah. There it is right there. Migrant murders priest who sheltered him, then sets fire to the cathedral. There he is right there. See that? Why is this guy even allowed to be there? Why? Why are you in Europe? Why? Why? Another church on fire. Another day, another Catholic church in flames. This time in the historic Iglesias Montenegro, France, engulfed in fire. Survived both world wars. Was known for historic limestone carvings and artifacts. They spell artifacts wrong. Some dating back to the 15th century. Again, churches burn, but mosques don't burn. For some weird reason, mosques are not burning, but churches are burning. And black Americans fighting with migrant Muslims in the heart of Chicago. Real Americans rejecting Islam. So this is oh yeah. Temple in Japan gets destroyed by massive fire. I wonder who started that fire, eh? Wonder who, eh? And in Japan, those who oppose Muslim immigration are targeted by radical Muslims. This country, once so peaceful, is undergoing a profound change. Again, Muslims stay in Muslim countries. That's why you have a Muslim country. That's why the Europeans built these Western countries, to escape the oppression of Europe and build a free society founded on the Ten Commandments. That's why the North America, Mexico, Brazil was Portuguese. That's why all these countries are Christian Catholic, predominantly Christian Catholic, because they were founded on those principles, right? And then to build it, and then to bring in these people to come and destroy your country. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And let's see who we got here. Australian police disperse street prayer protest in Sydney. The streets are not a personal mosque. And Spanish police welcomed the far-left pro-Islam activists of the flotilla at Bilbao airport. Now they're just welcoming him in. His Spanish police, I guess they're starting to get fed up with this pro-Islam activism or whatever it is. Yeah, they're probably getting fed up. Yeah. They should be doing this. You know the people that sit on the street and block traffic for oil, or oil is destroying our earth, or those people that block traffic and they cause problems on the streets, and people start fighting, and they just sit in fucking traffic like idiots, protesting some bullshit global warming shit. Hey, what happened to the whole global warming thing? Yeah, because now we got data centers now. Everyone shuts up now. And what else we got here? More protests, Portuguese food, flooding in New York. That's old now. This one here is this is not Pakistan or India. As a matter of fact, it's actually Cambodia. So non-native Cambodians in Cambodia. Yeah. It's dangerous. We won't have our own country anymore. We won't have a country. This was our country at one point. Even though I'm a Portuguese living in Canada, we weren't really welcomed here at all. But you know what? At least we could say we had a country that wasn't Portugal, right? So, but look at it now. Look where it's going. All right. Let's see who we got here tonight. Let's see who we got here tonight. All right. Woo! All right. You are tuned into Mike of the Night. Let's get this thing rolling here. All right, guys. Just go ahead and message me if you want to come on the show. Yeah. If we don't get a caller in 15 minutes, we are closing her down, folks. What do we got for time? Divide and conquer, bring the 21st program. That's right. Make sense, not sense. Teal Moon sent me a coffee. Thank you. Teal Moon sends me a coffee all the time. Thank you, Teal Moon, for the coffee. Very much for the coffee. And go into the chat. So Joni's saying, first-time listener from southern part of Alberta off the Facebook. Oh, go back and watch what we were talking about 10 years ago. You'll be floored. Absolutely floored. Did you see those idiots that glued their hands to the pavement and lost their hands? No, I didn't, Jeff. I've been hearing a lot of chatter on various podcasts of people thinking another lockdown. What's up, bullshit? No one's gonna fall for it anymore. No, we already predicted lockdowns 2.0, but we predicted it for 2023, 2024. They were pushing for it. No one gives a shit. No one's gonna lock down anything. It's done. That game's over. What they did is over. It's done. That's been used already. We predicted they're going to lock it down and they're going to shut things down and they're going to pull the trigger on a pandemic. I could play the old videos from you guys from 2017, 2018 if you want, when everyone was calling me a lunatic. This guy's a lunatic. They're going to... the only way they could solve this economic problem is by pulling the trigger on a pandemic. This guy's nuts. And they did. And they did just like we told you guys. So, they don't even false flag anymore. Just do whatever they want with energy and water and water wars. Yeah, again, these stupid these data centers are just what happened to global warming and what do they call it? Global warming, climate change. Oh, Junkyard Dog's calling in. Hold on. I'm going to call you. Give me a second here, bud. I'm going to... We're going to get Junkyard Dog on the show here. Walking Journey saying, Mike, I still consider you a friend and support you. I don't know what's wrong with Walking Journey. He comes into the chat and says, Mike, don't block me, please. Like I've blocked him before or something. Like, I don't know if he's trying to start shit with me or the show. It's like, just go somewhere else, man. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with this guy. Like, just make me look like I'm shit, like I blocked him before or I did something before to him. Like, I don't know what's wrong with that guy. All right, we're going to get Junkyard Dog here on Mike in the Night here tonight. You were tuned in to 653 Mike in the Night. Season 35, Episode 12. Season 35, Episode 12 of Mike in the Night.
It's 3 a.m. in a one-stop town. Neon buzz and the world shut down. Coffee's cold, but the mic's still warm. There's a storm outside and another reform. Headlights roll down Highway 8. Folks still talking about the state of the state. Bills go up, paychecks thin. Feels like a house always wins. But there's a voice on the air tonight, cutting through that pale moonlight. Mike in the Night, on the AM line. Truth coming through like a county sign. You can run, you can hide, you can close your eyes. Let you feel that moving deep inside. At 3 a.m. when the silence is broken, old guitar and the truth outspoken. No teleprompter, no token, just a man saying I have spoken.
Yo,
Junkyard Dog here on Mike in the Night. We haven't had you on the show in a while. Where the hell are you?
right now I'm in Sarnia, Ontario.
Are you on the border?
Yeah, man. It's a long lineup of trucks.
Are you
Trying to
going
cross
into
the
Canada
border.
or leaving Canada?
I'm leaving Canada, man. I'm going to the U.S.
Okay. Are you doing a rundown there?
Yeah.
So
But
guys
I'm
that
not an owner-operator anymore, Mike.
So what are you just driving for someone now?
Yeah, I drive for somebody now.
But do you feel it's better that you don't have no more weight on your shoulders with owning your own truck, your own everything, and just doing it, just driving, and not have to worry about anything else?
Just, you still there, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, I just wanted to know:
Understood.
do you feel a weight off of you that you don't own your like you're just driving for someone now, and you don't have to worry about all the overhead and expenses?
Still there?
Yeah.
I got kicked off my headset because she called me.
Oh, your boss?
You there?
Yeah, I'm right here, buddy.
Okay, I can hear you. I just got kicked off my headset.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this for the fourth time. Okay.
Sorry.
Are you feeling better that you don't have all this overhead on you now? Like you're just driving?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no overhead.
So you're not an owner operator anymore, but you're working for someone. But is the pay fair?
I don't know. I haven't been paid yet. I just started. I haven't worked for 6 months. I've been off for 6 months since November.
Okay.
Just watching the world turn to shit, you know?
And freights and rates and cost of gas, everything. It's making it impossible logistically to transport anything anymore.
Everybody got affected.
Yeah. So
Everybody got affected.
So break down what's going on. What are you seeing going on?
Well, this company I'm with right now, they seem to be busy, so there's nothing really for me to say bad about. Like,
Oh, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about what are you forecasting economically, food, everything. What are you seeing? Because everything's brought to you by a truck. Everything you see at your store is brought in by a truck, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you see happening in the in the big scheme of things?
all going to go up. Everything's more expensive. We're not going to be able to afford everything that you've said and told and talked about is right over the target. We are not going to be able to afford shit. Nobody's buying new pickups. Nobody's buying new semi trucks. Nobody's buying. People are going into their savings and friggin' blowing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They won't buy a new car. They want a car that's, a few years old, so somebody else took the first hit on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the cost of everything is we predicted this. We predicted this I keep sending you videos from 5-10 years ago. Every time you send me a video about some guy talking about something, I send you a video of us saying it 5-10 years ago.
I know. It's incredible, brother. It's incredible.
Yep, and this is why we've been hidden off of social media for so many years. That's why we've been hidden for so many years. People are finding us today. It's like, you're on season what of your show? And I'm like, yeah, we're on season 35, episode 12. They're like, how the hell do I not even know you exist?
Yeah.
It's like, they hide us.
Yeah, it's incredible, buddy. I know.
So, all right, so you're back to working. Everything seems back to normal.
Yeah, everything's back to normal. I got sick. Like, I was sick, mentally sick.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't pay my bills. I owe my mechanic. I still owe my mechanic. I sold the truck. I got fuck all for it, but what do you do? I'm 55 years old. There's no union on me that's gonna, there's no benefits, there's no package, there's no fuck all.
Mm-hmm.
What are we supposed to do, man? When you're from 50 to 65, what are you supposed to do? Better plan for it. That's all I can say. Everything and looking for a job, buddy. Looking for a job is hell. They're all Indians. Mm-hmm. The whole fucking country's Indians.
Yep.
That's who you're competing with for a job.
The country becomes the people that live there. So if more and more people from India move to Canada, Canada becomes India because the people that live in Canada are Indian, right? Because the people that live in Canada anymore aren't Canadian. You know what I'm trying to say, brother?
Yeah.
So the country becomes who lives there, right? Mexico is Mexico. Why Junkyard Dog is Mexico, Mexico? Because the people that live in Mexico are what?
Mexican.
That's right. That's why it's Mexico, right? And Canada, what is Canada?
Indian. India. Chinese India.
China, India. India is a fair way to. China, India is the most fairest way to put it. Yeah.
When you forecasted the other day, last week or whatever it was, within a week ago, that Canada could become a war zone for America with China and like that, like it could happen, could it not?
Of course. Everything's pointing to China. Everything is pointing. Listen to me very carefully. Listen to me. I have a strong belief that everything's pointing to United States having a war with China on Canadian soil. 100%. The Chinese own
100%.
The Chinese own $2.4 trillion laundered in our real estate market. They own a lot of farmland that's on the U.S.-American border. The Chinese own a lot of mines and gold and minerals and everything. No Canadian hires. And we kept telling people for the last 15 years, America, wake up. Canada's your biggest threat, not Iraq, because of what Canada is becoming. Not me and you, Junkyard Dog. Not me and you. We're not making Canada into a bad place. It's the people coming into Canada using it as a stepping stone. You get me, right?
Yeah.
And yes, Canada will be a war ground for the United States and China to go to war with each other. Believe me.
100%. 100%.
So.
I think so. I got a feeling that.
Right. So, we'll see what happens. But it's not helped. It's Canada lost its identity back in 1993, and since then, it's never found its way back. It's never found its way back.
And the king's a part of it.
They're all part.
The king of England. No, they know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What happens? So what is? Well, who's going to profit now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we lose. We built this country. We fought wars for this country. The Europeans bled blood building this country and left their homeland to come here and build a future for their kids. And now their kids don't have a future. They're being brainwashed in schools. They're being told, all kinds of garbage. And then now, it's like, what, and that video I put up a few years back, if Canada goes to war, what side are you going to back? Who's going to, what would Canadians be fighting for in Canada if they can't afford real estate, they can't afford to eat, they can't afford anything? What are they fighting for?
But probably in World War II, that was the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably the same thing. They get you so you can't afford shit, and then you're going to have to go fight for the country. We'll pay you. We'll take care of you. You'll have a pension now.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. So, yeah,
That's probably what happened. That's probably what happened.
I think Canada's in for a rude awakening, huge rude awakening, and I think
World War III.
Yeah,
Going to be number 3.
Yeah,
but logistically, World War II logistically was solved. They stopped the war because they logistically figured it out where the major countries can survive logistically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's brought us here to today. Now, logistically, it's fucked.
Yeah, someone in the comments just said, now they're just lowering the wages to get you to work on the cheap. Yeah, they're lowering wages on purpose. And then PDS10 is saying the banks ran out of money. Yeah, the banks don't have any money. They're running on debt. Right?
Well, here it is. A buddy of my wife's drives a truck, like a company truck. I think it's maybe a year or two old. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what truck he's driving. Starter went on it.
Mm-hmm.
So here a month later, fucking starter went on it again.
Yeah.
So what did they do? Put a remand one in from fucking Mexico that wasn't worth a shit?
Mm-hmm.
Or a new one that came from God knows where that wasn't worth a shit?
Mm-hmm.
These trucks are almost $300,000 now, buddy.
Yep.
Just saying, it could be anything. It could be your car, motorcycle, your dishwasher, your fucking...
Yeah. You're
not
right.
to laugh. We put a toilet in, what, 2 years ago, maybe? What, 2-3 years ago? Fucking toilet's fucking up already.
Yeah, it's not made in America. It's not made by Americans with pride. American pride. And people don't have pride in anything they make anymore. It's all mass produced, right?
The toilet that we took out of the house was in the house for probably, who knows, 15, 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then we put this American Standard piece of shit in and fucking got 3 years out of it. I got to replace it. It's not filling up. Like it's not filling up. The guts are fucked in it.
Somebody in the comments is saying, try buying a new tractor. Oh my God, what a total fucking nightmare, eh? What a nightmare this world's become.
A John Deere tractor, if you bought a John Deere tractor and it broke down in the middle of a field, in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, you know, the farmer can't pull up with his old pickup truck with a pair of tools and get it going anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta bring in a fucking tech. They gotta fly in a tech to somewhere. Can you imagine up in northern Alberta or in the Saskatchewan or something in your wheat field, and they gotta bring in a tech to fix it. Order parts.
Mm-hmm. That's a nightmare.
Fuck. You can't fix your own shit.
Yeah, it's purposely being done on purpose. All purpose. we don't have a fighting chance at anything. You know that, right? Like we can't. We're on the losing end of it all, right? And what's going to happen is Canada will turn into a third world. Canada will become like, remember those images or videos I put up of Portuguese Africa before and after?
Yeah.
How beautiful Portuguese Africa was with the Mercedes-Benz taxis, beautiful hotel. Like my background here, I'm showing beautiful city skyline, stadiums, libraries, beautiful, beautiful. And then boom, Angola gained independence, and then the whole country went to shit.
Yeah.
So, whole country went to shit. Canada's gonna.
They want like vehicles that you buy, vehicles that you buy, personal vehicles. They just like these Peterbilts and Kenworths, man, and these Freightliners and that. They like the manufacturers of those vehicles like the fact that they can only be worked on at those dealerships.
Yeah.
So if you break down, there's a tech. Like it'll be a satellite through your fucking vehicle. They'll know, just like these trucks. The dealerships know they can plug it in, find every Peterbilt right now.
Yeah. Wow.
And they can do a kind of a diagnose, like so they know what to send.
That's fucked up, dude.
Buddy.
Yeah, buy old stuff. That's like a buddy in the comments saying that's why I bought a 1969 Ford 8000 for $3,500 at a garage sale last summer.
Yeah.
You got to find good old shit that you could fix at home.
You got to find shit. You got to keep this if they'll allow us to keep this old shit going because they want it off the road.
Somebody's saying Canada was 97% white is why. Well, Canada was 94% white in the comments. Someone saying it's because it's a European expansion. Europeans built this country. Not the Somalians, not the Chinese, not the Arabs or whatever. Right? It was the Europeans. The Europeans had to build this country. Because if the Chinese or Indians came first, this would be a completely different country. It would be a completely different country.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, man. So you're ready to enter. You got your passport, everything ready to go?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
It's
What state are you going to?
Michigan.
Oh, you're just crossing the border. Okay.
Yeah.
You just
I'm just coming up to the booth here. I'm about 5 trucks in.
All right.
Probably like, so don't get busted for being on the phone.
Yeah, don't worry about it, dude. We'll let you go anyway. We've been talking for a good while now. Now, it's good to hear you're back on track. It's good to hear you're back en route. It's good to hear you're back in life. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll chat again.
Oh, for sure, brother. Go do your thing. Have a fun drive, and we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. Okay, bud?
All right, bud. Sounds good.
God bless you, buddy.
Bless you, too.
All right, that's Junkyard Dog. It's so good to hear he's back on the road. He was going through a really, really tough time, and it's good to hear that he's back again. Someone saying, Mike, did you hear there's been like 20 junkyard that have been burnt? Everything's ruined. Yeah. That's really sad shit that's going on, folks. It's Mike in the Night, guys. People are starting to notice. That's what's happened. People are starting to notice. It's plain as day.
Small town farmers sit at trays trying to read through the masquerades. Paper headlines, polished lies, but you can see it in the people's eyes. Granddad said, son, stand tall, don't let fear build your walls. Mama prayed by the kitchen light, said keep your heart strong through the fight. So he turns that dial a little more, like knocking on a closed back door. Mike in the night, on the AM line, truth coming through like a warning sign. feel it shift when the clock strikes 3. Like something's waking inside of me. At 3 a.m. when the static's spoken, old school fire that can't be broken. No script read, no words soft spoken, just a man saying I have spoken. Ain't about left, ain't about right. It's about sleeping good at night, about working hard and keeping faith, and calling out what just ain't straight when the world feels cold and tight. There's a voice in the dark saying it'll be alright. My given night, hear the tone, front porch truth over dial tone. 3 a.m. and the veil's wide open. Every word card and I'm open. From the back roads to the broken, on the quiet towns to the outspoken. Steel strings ringing, hearts are war when he tips his head and says, I have spoken.
Hello.
Jackie,
Hi.
welcome to Mike in the Night.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming back on. It's been a while since we've heard your voice. So let's get the download from you, what you're seeing and what you are. There's the whole world going on around us. What are you seeing?
I am seeing a heck of a lot of homeless people.
Canadian homeless people.
Canadian homeless
Yep.
people. You know, out and about, in their RVs, in the bush, within the city, and getting transported to other cities in BC. I maybe even shipped off like for FIFA. And that's the rumor that I'm hearing.
Oh, the FIFA bums are being moved around.
Yeah, yeah, and I know it's nothing new. It's happened years ago with other events, and but I'm really seeing a bit of a movement with these poor unfortunate souls.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just everywhere. They're just everywhere, burning campfires. Like it's turning into LA down here.
Well, it's been happening since it started going strong in 2010, and then the 2010 Olympics came and they cleaned it up a little bit. But 2010 was a big 2010 was a big platform for Canada because that was the 2010 Olympics in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
So they cleaned out a lot of the homeless people there on the whole downtown east side in Vancouver. They cleaned out thousands. I was there. I was living in Vancouver at the time. I had a retail store in a mall at the time. They cleaned out, oh man, they cleaned out tens of thousands of people. Streets.
They shipped them out to Maple Ridge and Mission.
Yeah, they shipped them out to thing. FIFA's doing the same thing with the FIFA bums. But the thing is, what's happening is that there's just too much vacant properties in the Vancouver, Burnaby, Surrey, like the whole lower mainland of BC. They're estimating 1.7 million vacant units now. That's what they're estimating. That's how many vacant units are sitting empty. And Canada built its economy off of real estate. And 2010 was a platform because that platform opened up Canada to the world with the Vancouver model. Bring your money into Canada. We don't care. It's mainly from China. It's all from China. And buy units, buy apartments, buy homes. Leave them all empty. Leave them empty. We don't care. And created artificial shortages, bidding wars, and all kinds of stuff. And now that's why you see more and more Canadians homeless, white Canadians. 99% are all Canadian homeless people. And you don't see Somalian homeless people. You don't see Pakistani, Indian, Chinese. Those people never go homeless. They're targeting the Canadian proper or the European expansion. And it's really sad. It's really sad.
Did you hear about all the foreclosures in Brampton, Ontario?
Yes. Because a lot of people bought on top of the market. They bought at the top. So anyone in Brampton that bought after 2018 is screw. If you bought before 2017, you're okay. But if you bought after 2017, November 2017, I think it was, you're screwed. You're going to lose your property. You paid too much for it.
A realtor actually said that it's even higher in Surrey, BC.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And the common denominator is folks from a certain ethnicity in both of those locations.
Well, they weren't educated, so they bought at the top. A lot of them bought at the top. The average homeless Canadian will look at that situation and say, do I move into that $1.2 million house that I could buy in Florida for 90 grand? Or do I just remain homeless? They're like, well, I'm going to remain homeless because there's no point in trying to fight my life through with coworkers and this and that and fighting this and back and forth. Life is a fight. And just getting through life just to pay off a house that's worth 50 grand in Oklahoma. It's not worth it. Bang for the buck, right?
Yeah, if you can get to live over there, I mean, that would be great.
Americans have no idea how good they have it. They have no clue how good they have it down there. They have no idea. I lived there for 5 years, and I was like, these guys are so lucky. They're so lucky. They could get into their own real estate. They could live a normal life if they choose to. All they have to do is just get a job, right? That's how Canada was, Jackie, back in the 80s, 81, 82, 83, 84. All you had to do was get a job. And you had a mortgage, you had a house, right? All you needed was a job.
It could be any job.
Any job.
It didn't have to be, a super high skilled job. You could be a waitress and afford something. Like, it's unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I mean, even years ago, I noticed like people were doing van life, like living out of their vehicles or vans. And I don't blame them, right? I mean, how are you going to afford to live in Vancouver, wake up, get to work at your construction job or any job, pay the rent? Like, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And or buy real estate. So a lot of people around here, young people, have been doing the whole van life thing. It's a little bit hard for them now to find a place to park their vehicles.
Yeah, they're making it impossible. They're making it impossible for people to park their vehicles, even though they're 19 foot. If you're within the 19-foot range, you could park anywhere you want on any public property. But they want to charge you the $7,000-$8,000 property tax to the homeowner. But then you have public streets. You're paying for public roads. So if someone can't park on a public street, we got a problem. What are you paying property tax for? You get what I'm saying, right? Like, it's really one-wayed. Everything is one-wayed, right? It's a one-way street. It's constantly a one-way street. And things aren't going to get any easier, Jackie. I'm not trying to be the gloom and doom guy, but we're going to see MAID ramp up. We're going to see more assisted suicide taking place. We're going to see more and more people being arrested. Somebody sent me a super chat here. I think it was RC Lamoureux. RC Lamoureux says, arrests are looming. They're going to come and arrest people and put them in jail for,
Just speaking out.
Speaking out. Not even, this is just asking a simple question, like, why is this happening? Why are they allowing this to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Yeah. What do you think about the Supreme Court decision about the private property being to private property owners, and it cannot be that went through back east? I don't know if you heard about that.
Well, what it's supposed to be. Private property is supposed to be owned by private property owners.
Right.
You land title, you own your land, but we don't technically own anything in Canada because it's crown, right? So,
right.
But we don't own land in Canada. America, there's a couple of countries where you actually own your own land. America is one of them. America is one of the very few countries. I'm not sure how many countries in the world where you actually physically... I think Europeans own their land too. Some countries in Europe own their own land. But I know Canada, we don't own our land here no matter what. Even if we pay it off, we still don't own it, right? So...
Well, with all the, the land claims that went through and all the money and property and assets like the casino, like the Hastings race course, that was all handed over to the tribes. And I'm just wondering, back east, the Supreme Court or board said no, the property belongs to the private homeowners. What the hell is BC going to do? They've already gifted several casinos, the Peony area properties.
Well, again,
It's gone.
They're doing this because it's already built.
Right.
If this was a bunch of wasteland and empty fields, they wouldn't be fighting over this property. It'd be worthless.
Right.
So the European built it. It wasn't built by no one else. 95% of everything around you, Jackie, was built by Christian hands. Everything around you was built by Christian hands. That wasn't built by nobody else. Nobody else came to build that. It wasn't anyone else. It was the Christians that built everything that you see around you. Every avenue, every road, every fire hydrant, every electrical pole, everything there was put there by Christian hands. And because it's built, it's got value. And then now they're handing it back after it's built, right? Mm-hmm. So if it was no European expansion in Canada to build Canada, there would be no sanitation. And America just would have came here and took it over. The United States would have just came north and just took everything over if it wasn't under European control. America would have taken over Canada. It would have been all the United States, all of Canada. Would have just taken it right over. Then they would have free land, like you own your land and you have guns to protect your land. And there's a constitution for the people, by the people, right? So Americans needed to create a way to create a form of independence from the rest of the world. Never mind from the monarchs of England and what was happening in England at the time in Europe. America wanted independence from the world. In God we trust, right? They want it for the people, by the people, right? And that's what the founding fathers wanted more, was to make sure that Americans weren't taken over by tyrannical governments in the future, which is happening today, right?
Yeah, no, sorry, I kind of went off track there. I just I got excited when I saw the court decision, but it basically is the government's already gifted all of these assets. It's not going back. It's not going back. It's gone. So hopefully that prevents any more property going out the door or being potentially seized off of private landowners. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's scary times to see how fragile things are when
Very.
you think you own something and you just don't know.
Did you see my short I did last week about you don't own anything because you die anyway?
Yes, I really enjoyed watching that. That is, and that is true. We don't own anything, but hopefully, I mean, I like to hope that if I do have something, it would go to my family or my children. Or,
Well, the governments are there to take that away too.
Oh, of course, they want their share. They want
right?
their
Inheritance taxes and stuff. I remember I made an inheritance tax coming to Canada back in 2014, and everyone told me I was retarded and stupid, and like, why would they do that? It's like, of course they're going to do that. What the hell you think this is?
Yep, they're going to do that. They're going to try and nickel and dime families any chance they can get. And you know, I mean, when you see a lot of multi-generational living, they're smart. I mean, that's one way to hopefully circumvent that. But it seems like, yeah, they don't want Canadians to get ahead, right? Like if they're willing to do that. You know.
So, yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I and rather than, I mean, as depressing as it is, I'm trying to prep myself and and help myself, because I see like our grocery prices they're a little bit crazy right now. And I've been watching this person from the UK who is actually freezing products and for her family use because she foresees that the grocery prices are going to go through the roof. And yeah, I guess it's her way to kind of preserve and keep costs low, which I think is kind of smart on
It's
her
money in the
end.
bank. 3 year,
It's money in the
2022.
bank.
Was it 2022? Yeah, 2022. We made a video. Buy food because food's gonna go up. It was food is money in the bank. The video's up if you want to watch it from 2022. And then 2 days later, a year later, I got a message from someone that says, Mike, I watched your put food away, buy 10 grand worth of food. It's going to be worth triple in 3 years. Buddy, a year later, messages me and says, holy crap, Mike, I actually took your advice. He bought $14,000 worth of food that you could hold on for a while. And he says that food today, he did it in his spreadsheet. He calculated everything he bought and how long it's going to last him. He said that $14,000 worth of food, that was in 2025, 3 years after I made the video. He said it's probably worth like 35 grand, 40 grand today. So,
Oh yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I mean, this lady, she just like bought, a super like a 10-pound bag of carrots. She'd pickle some of them. She chop them and freeze them or shred them. She'd label it. Just simple things like that. I mean, a lot of Europeans, if you go to any Italian person's yard, they've got enough produce growing for 10 years. Like, you know what I mean? And maybe Portuguese too. Like a lot of Europeans, you go to their yards and they're growing and they're smart because they know, like, when they face wars and whatnot, there wasn't any welfare in Europe. It was basically you kind of had to grow your own and take care of your people. And I mean, as much doom and gloom as there is right now, I think we've got to kind of go back to the basics and try to grow our own if possible, and try to prep in some ways.
somebody, Walking Journey sent me $19.99 US asking, Mike, could I survive with $166,000 Canadian a year in Canada? What could I buy? It's really hard because you would have to save for 5 or 6 years to be able to put a down payment on a place first. And Walking Journey's from Texas, and he likes a nice home with land. And if he wants to buy something like that in Canada, he's got to be up north in the tundra, or he's got to be like way, way out of the way. And he's gonna, it's not easy. Like if he lives alone, he could get into a 1-bedroom and live a very modest life with that money. But if you make $166,000 Canadian, you got to remember that you're only going home with about $90,000. The government will take the rest.
That's
so
right.
yeah, it's really hard to, like, it's not hard to start out in Canada like that. Like even if you come here with 200 grand, you'll be out of money in a year, right? So if you're not properly pacing things out, so to say, because I mean, you could get rent for, let's say, $2,000-3,000 a month, but that starts chipping away after a year or 2-3 years. It chips away at a lot of money, right? And then before you know it, you're noticing your job isn't paying you enough. You start noticing things, right? And yeah. But I do have a video I did put up, Jackie, is who are the people coming to Canada from America? Because Canada keeps bragging about all these Americans that are moving to Canada because they want to escape Donald Trump. But I went through the statistics. It's not American people. It's predominantly like 95% or 90%. It's in the video with the statistics and the numbers. 90% of the people that are leaving America are Chinese nationals that lived in America, I guess laundered a pile of money and sold their properties, and now they're coming to Canada, right? And so these people coming into Canada on a daily and weekly basis are predominantly Chinese people coming in because they don't like Donald Trump. And I had a Chinese couple in my store. And in the video, I explained what they were talking about. They came into my store in Merritt, BC, and they told me that, I go, where are you guys from? Because they were speaking in Chinese. And I said, where are you guys from? They're like, oh, we're Americans. I'm like, you're Americans? Like, how are you? What? Oh, we moved to America, Seattle. We buy 20 apartments, 40 apartments, 20 homes. And now we sell everything. We come to Canada now. We got citizenship in 2 weeks. I'm like, wow, that's wow.
Why would they leave? Why would they leave? They're doing so well.
Well, because they don't like Donald Trump, and the girl said there's too many black people there, and that's why they left. That's what they told me. They left. Canada's safer. I'm speaking to other Chinese people and other people of like Pakistani or Malaysian and people of different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel safe in America for some reason. It's weird. The video's up, Jackie. I recommend you watch the video of the people coming to Canada because our media, is saying all these Americans are coming in. And I really want you to watch this video because this video gets into numbers and specifics. I gotta find it. Damn, I can't. Every time I try to type in a title of a video, it's really hard to pinpoint it. But who is coming into Canada is the video. It's very important because everyone's saying, well, look at all these Americans leaving. They're not Americans, you know? Yep.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've seen a lot of propaganda on TV showing that they're all, medical staff coming in and so on and so forth.
Bullshit.
But, exactly.
These people aren't medical staff. They're just money laundering. They have, they don't want to get caught with their money because now they're cracking down on money laundering in the States. So
yeah, it's kind of odd because I know nurses and like medical professionals that are working in the U.S. and they're making a killing compared to what they used to make here.
Yeah, and they
Like,
could buy
they
a house
move
for
the whole
140 grand.
family. Yeah, that to boot. So, and less tax. So, you just they're ahead of the game, big time.
Okay, I
Even
found the video.
pharmacists.
I found the
Even a
video. I'm going to put it in the
pharmacist,
I'm going to put it in the live chat. The video is called "Who Exactly is Fleeing Trump's America?" CCP is fleeing Trump's America into Canada. I posted it a year ago. So I'm going to take this. Who are these people fleeing Trump's America? All right, I'm going to try and pause this. There we go. I'm going to save this. Guys, save this link to watch later. This is really important because people need to understand when your media keeps telling you over and over and over again that all these Americans are coming to Canada, pay close attention to who exactly is coming in. If they're not American people. I met some of them. They're not Americans. They don't even speak proper English. All right. Anything else? Sorry.
No, not much else going on, and just wanted to say hi. Hope you're doing well, and
Oh.
no, sorry, I don't have too much to tell you this time.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But observe for us, the FIFA for us, and maybe get some video footage for us on our show. I really appreciate that because that whole eye opener when you came on the show talking about just the incredible amount of young Canadian homeless people are everywhere.
Yeah, it's unreal. They're even popping up in some nice parts of North Vancouver. I think there's just gonna be like a no-go zone around the whole FIFA area, and they're gonna whitewash it like in the Olympics and Expo and all that jazz, where it was totally clean. You didn't see much of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll definitely let you know what I see.
Yep. All right. I appreciate you coming, Jackie, for everything, and call back in 3 or 4 weeks. Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye.
All right. So that's Jackie right there. I wanted to. Somebody says here, yes. Obama caused a huge racial divide. I graduated in the early 90s for the most part, and everyone got along. Obama killed that. Yep. Obama just divided that country into 53, 60 different partitions, all kinds of partitions. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen to silver and gold? Silver and gold are still going to keep going up. There's no other way to hedge against inflation. A lot of people are kind of worried about the whole cryptocurrency shit. So a lot of people are turning to physical gold and silver. We told you guys, I was never a digital currency guy. People were saying I was promoting Bitcoin on my channel with Bitcoin codes and giving people codes and shit like that for Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin or buy this wallet. I've never advertised that in my whole fucking life here. Not even one time. Bullshit. So, yeah, grow your own apples. That's what I'm doing. I got my garden going. My mom wants to garden, so she doesn't even let me touch the garden. So my mom gardens as the primary gardener in the house. And she takes care of that. All right, who else wants to call into the show? Anybody? Anybody? Just message me if you want to come on Mike in the Night. It's good to see Dino Bravo there. Dino Bravo in the comments there. Thank you for being here, Dino Bravo. Aniki from Australia watching, tuning in. SpaceX is going public in a week, says Darren. I like to take notes during the show. Here we go, Looby Loo. Someone, Eduardo said he planted 2 pear trees a week ago. All right, guys, just send me a message if you want to come on the show. And on Instagram. Hey, shit, let's just do another channel plug. Why not? All right, let's go. If you guys want to email the show, if you want to email me and be added to the watch list so you don't miss an episode, MikeMartins1988@gmail.com. Just say, hey, Mike, I'd like to come on. And if you don't want to receive an email anymore from me, just block me. I don't care. I have. It's very hard to find a person on an email list. It's not easy. So if you just want, I could email you. Email me, and I'll email you when we go live. And viewer discretion is advised. 21 and older. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Fact check and do your own research. 18 U.S. Code Section 2257 for Mike in the Night. And so let's get Papinge. We'll get some PDS 10 says he planted his tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, and onions. Whoosh Papinge. Anyways, let's go over to, guys, if you want to buy me a coffee, go ahead and buy me a coffee. I appreciate. We don't make much, but it's just, this is what we make. This is it. Your coffee donation. I have not sold out to nobody. I am not for sale. And YouTube, you can find us on YouTube, and mikeinthenight.org will take you to previous episodes of Mike in the Night. And guys, we are on Facebook too, and we're growing nicely on Facebook. Wow, we ever growing nicely on Facebook and Instagram. And I'll give you guys the Instagram if you want to call into the show and be part of the show. And there it is. We're going to be kicked off of TikTok. There it is, right there. Another community guideline violation. Anytime you mention that China's going to destroy your country, they're going to just shut you down on TikTok. And there is our online store. Should be a link in the description if you want to buy a mug. Be the first person this year to buy something from our store. Be the first person this year to buy a mug. So Craig Cook's in the house. All right. Keep 3 rabbits, 2 does, 1 buck. Whoa. 2 does, 1 buck. 1 rabbit can outproduce a beef cow, and you can eat it daily. Raise them to be fat. Keep the does and buck fit, no fat. That's from Diana Thomas there. Thank you. Woo! Someone saying, Darren saying, I'm in Japan. And top chatter here is, I've already mentioned, space is get SpaceX stock now. What a chance. Guys, make some easy money. I don't know about SpaceX. It might be risky. I don't know anything. I'm getting a lot of people sending me reels. Oh, so many reels. Oh! It's just reels of people speaking over videos. Someone's saying, Mike, you grew another 1,000 followers this week on YouTube again. It's because they've opened me up slowly. I'm slightly open again. I should be at 100,000. I should have been at 100,000 subscribers in 2017, 2018, 2015. Not now. Now it's pathetic. I think last week you were at 127k subs. Well, thank you for following. Yeah, Northern Alberta work ain't fun. Minus 40 Celsius. Craig Cook is excited in the chat. Yes. Yes, we're going to get Anna Key. We haven't had Anna Key on the show in a while. Yeah, Mike was stuck at 30k subscribers for a long time. I was stuck at 30k subscribers for about 6 years. And then before that, we're stuck at 14k for about 4 years. Yes, I'm growing my garden this year. Steve Stevens, yes, I am. I'm growing a garden this year. All right, let's get our next caller on here for Mike of the Night.
Mike in the night, the voice of the Commonwealth. It's 3 a.m. and something is moving you. Late night truth coming, breaking through. From the city's bright to the countryside view. Yeah, the signal's strong and it's calling you. From a condo high above the skyline road to a camper park where the cold winds blow. Cabin in the woods where the firelights glow. You feel that rhythm, yeah, you already know. Across the oceans, across the lands, different lives but the same demands. Searching truth and shifting sands. Now you're locked in, yeah, you understand. Mike in the night, feel the rhythm ignite. Voice of the Commonwealth, breaking the silence tonight. From the UK to the US line, Canada calling, we ride through the night. Mike in the night, keep the fire inside. From Australia shores to the dawn's first light. No matter where you are, you're part of the vibe. 3 a.m.
Hello.
Hey, Anna Key, thanks for joining us here on Mike in the Night, episode 653. I know you're in Australia, so I think you need to be kind of careful on the language you use on the show because I don't want the federales.
No, I don't. Yes and no. Yes and no. I've got myself a Starlink now, so I haven't got all the problems that I've been having over the last, 2 or 3 years. So I'm hoping that we will actually be able to have a normal, fabulous conversation and everything will be good.
We always have a great conversation. My problem is I don't want you to get in trouble because they're kicking in doors in Australia now.
Yes.
I'm just worried about that, kind of worried, and I don't want you to get in
trouble.
trouble, right?
Oh, I'm designed to get into trouble.
Okay.
I don't care. sometimes your life is a little bit like I'm all too careful. And but yes, I have been very careful. I do know where all my traps are. I do. I am kind of working around all the lovely little edges, and have been doing a little bit of looking into things. And unless I, as long as I leave the Aborigines and the LBGTQ people alone,
BLM. It's LGBTQ
the alphabet
BLM.
people, the alphabet people alone, I will be relatively okay. Oh, but I've got to be very careful because we've now got all the ISIS brides that have come into the country, and for some reason they're perfectly okay, and that's operating inside a royal commission to Islam extremism, killing, shooting, wounding, 40 or something people, and killing 15. And we have a royal commission, and we're bringing in ISIS brides. Now, these wonderful girls, all dressed up in their black
You're talking about the 9-year-old girls or the 7-year-old girls that are coming in, the ISIS brides, right? Into Australia?
Yeah, no, they're even old. They're older than that. They're more in their 20s. They've got their children. I mean, these are women that have left Australia and married ISIS terrorists over in Syria and places like that. And they've had their children, and their young boys are being raised to be little terrorists. Good on them.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're holding up the heads of USA military. And we're repatriating them back into this country. And I think the 15 have come in so far, but we had one sneak in last year in September, and she's now all over the news because they've decided to charge her. And 3 did get charged recently.
Mm-hmm.
What the charges are, I don't know, but it's like the whole of Australia is having an enormous disconnect. We're just the hypocrisy and the disconnect that's going on in this country is just really becoming sort of quite extreme. And we've also had a federal budget come out by the Labor, who are your equivalent Liberal Party, and they are just talking. Our politicians now are all they're sort of straight out of
Compton?
kind of childhood union groups out of university, who then got into as staffers into either wherever they could locally get into politics. It's normally the state government, and then they move into federal government, and their whole life is just newspeak. It's double speak. It's talk in circles. We love you, but we love you as we're wielding the axe to cut your head off. I think Australia is just getting quite into that WTF moments on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Regular. And the latest thing is that our Prime Minister has just received a 57,000
Anna,
pay rise.
people are telling us they can't hear you. Can you speak up or speak into your microphone? Because everyone is saying they can't hear you. They could hear that you're here, but they can't hear you.
Oh, maybe I should turn up some volume.
There we go. We can hear you now.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a bugger. I was on a really good rave. I'm sort of heading into a more political talk, and just to follow up on many political talks that I've had with you to do with how many politicians and government how much bureaucracy we have in this country. And I don't know whether you're all experiencing it in other Western.
Canada's not even Canada anymore. We're finished. We're done. Canada's not what it was. Everything started going downhill in 1993. After 93, it finished. Canada's done. So whatever Australia, you think of Canada or moving to Canada or Canada's finished.
No. I'll never move to Canada. I'm in day 2 of winter, and I'm like got 3 layers of clothes on, and I'm pulling out every warm thing I can find. I'm thinking about going north because I can't stand the cold. But in Australia currently, we've got 2.6 million public sector employees across federal, state, and local governments, equaling to roughly 1 public service per every 10 people in the general population.
Holy
And that's,
shit.
yeah. So I just spent last week writing a letter to our local council, and it's just getting so bad, it's getting ridiculously bad. And with our Prime Minister just bringing down a federal budget, which is going to destroy small business, and 127,000 businesses and people have left to find places where they're not going to be taxed. These are productive, capable, entrepreneurial people are giving up and leaving. And so when you look at the 10-to-1 public sector, you look at people going, well, I've had enough of this country. The latest budget has just basically made it impossible for any new person to do well. Like the capital gains taxes going on to the sale of any asset, a business, a gold ring, if you sold it, a painting. The thing is that, if people are stupid enough to sort of like let anybody know what they have or what they're up to, they're fools in this day and age. That's my only quiet recommendation is, catch me if you can, like, you buggers, they've been chasing, like, oh, you bought an artwork. You've got to declare that artwork when you sell it, and you've got to tell us, you've got to give us the receipts of how much you paid for it. So you pay $100 for a painting, and then you sell it for $1,000. Well, they want 30% of that, what's called capital gains, which is 30% of $900,000. So $300,000 will go to the government, la-di-da, there we go. And then we've got Albanese, Mr. Albanese, who's like, I'm the poor boy who was raised by a single mother in Commonwealth government housing. He's estimated to be worth $23 million. And he's just given himself a $57,000 pay rise. They are delusional. And inside all of that delusion that's going on, there's a rise of a political party here called One Nation with a woman called Pauline Hanson. And she has slowly, catchy monkey, been growing support. And it's kind of interesting what's going on, and I actually think that it's going to such an I've been telling people, like people that are like my champagne socialists, and they've been, oh no way, that won't happen, no way, that's what I kind of get. And I'm sort of thinking, okay, well, they're slowly going up in the polls, and if it was a single one vote, one person, they would win. And it's sort of growing, and there's some serious momentum happening. And so now I'm sort of thinking, okay, it's getting a bit like the feeling of COVID when you said don't take the vaccine. They scream at you and call you all these names. It's going to be there's going to be a fight going on, and I'm kind of gearing up for it, if you know what I mean. So I've got a lot of people.
Let me interject here real quick, please. On my end, 50% of Canada is government. It's all government. It's all government workers. It's all some sort of layer of government. But it's not Canadian people anymore working for the government. It's all foreigners, Chinese, Indians, Hindus, all kinds of people, like Sri Lankan,
Same here.
It's not even the Japanese or Filipinos. It's more of these predominant. But I do have a little video real quick here to put up. And Anna, pay attention. Canada is
Okay.
already new Canadian gang is hosting firearms training in Surrey. So, they're not Canadians, but they're Indians in Canada are hosting firearms training in Canada for people in Surrey, Canada here. So.
Oh, I don't mind about all of that sort of thing. I mean, the Indians are going to have a crack at the Chinese are going to have a crack at the Africans are going to have a crack at the Lebanese. I mean, it just is going to go round in circles. And the trick is to stay out of it. And
That's what I keep telling everybody. Mike, what do? You know what you do? Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Just let them fight their war and rip each other apart.
Absolutely, and it's happening here, and we came unstuck once when we took on the Lebanese at Cronulla riots in Sydney, and Cronulla is a beachside town like Bondi. We seem to love to sort of take our most beautiful places and have a riot or have a massacre, but. Yeah, so they got involved back then, but I'm warning everybody. I'm with you, Mike. Totally, 100%. Don't take sides and get out of the way. So if they want to stab each other or they want to machete each other, or the big problem is, down in Melbourne, it's just erupting really bad. Sydney's erupting in a different way. Melbourne's erupting with the machetes, and they're wielding in cafes in broad daylight, and they're blowing up. There's tobacco wars down here, and it's moving to cafes. It's moving to other businesses, car yards, and it's expanding. It's starting with the tobacco shops, and it's really starting to expand to other businesses. Cars are being drove straight through business fronts, all that sort of thing. Sydney's more horrible, insidious gangs, and the gangs are fighting each other in a pretty nasty way, and they're using young people with nothing to lose, and they're just running amok, absolutely running amok. And I don't think they'll get on top of it until they actually resolve the issues with the people that are in the country to start with. I'm with you, get them out, deport. There was somebody that sort of said deport, but why are we deporting when we're bringing in the ISIS brides? How fantastic, holy dooly. So, the best thing that you could possibly do is declare, that you're an Australian, but I'm declaring I'm fully Indigenous, and I've got too many generations here, if you know what I mean.
You're Indigenous Australian, that's right.
Yeah, I'm totally Indigenous, so I'm fighting with the Aborigines now. I've decided to join those guys because I've got nowhere to go. I've got absolutely, I have to, I've got nowhere to go. You can't sort of pack me off to Asian countries, and you can't pack me off to South America. You can't pack me off anywhere, really. I've got nowhere to go. I've looked, and Spain is like my last looking place. And but yeah, if I want to actually leave Australia. But a lot of people are leaving. They're really like, if I decide to get entrepreneurial, I will definitely be going underground with absolutely everything. I won't be doing workers' comps. I won't be doing any superannuation bullshit. I won't be doing anything. I'll just be honing in on whatever the business might be, staying well below the ground. I will not be operating inside all the government bureaucracy. And if that won't work, then yeah, I've got a good plan. I will go somewhere else. There you go.
That was a good. Okay. Are you seeing an uptick in arsons there? Because a lot of Christian and Catholic churches are being burnt. Quite a few here in Canada, but all over the world now they're experiencing more and more Catholic churches being burnt to the ground. Are you noticing that in Australia?
No, No. We've I think the Catholic, all the churches, all the kind of nice Catholic people are literally head down, bum up, and staying well out of the fray. They're not engaging. I think they're gone to ground, if you know what I mean. Like it's and we don't have those old churches. You can't often tell that you're going past a church.
Oh.
Um, yeah, we don't have it's more modern. So, I mean, I drive past a church every day and you just don't even notice that it's a church. They're
Mm-hmm.
not putting out banners going, join us, we're with Jesus anymore. Like they've just gone quiet and yeah, our Christianity in this country is seriously there, but everybody's gone quiet in the whole Christian side of things, and that's okay. I think it's good that they're just hunkering down basically and sort of watching all the bullshit. But no, that's not our thing. We've got some other battles going on that are to do with the Human Rights Commission, and that'll be my big thing for the next 2 years is to get rid of the Human Rights Commission because they are causing so many problems. And the last time I spoke to you, you had Heiser Says come on, and he was asking about a particular case, and that's inside the Human Rights Commission. And that case was to do with gay transvestites going into libraries and doing story time.
Mm-hmm.
And a Christian person stood up and said, no, this is good. And they're taking him to court. A Christian church a pastor is being taken to court through the Human Rights Commission with an Aboriginal who's holding up the fact that they did not do a welcome to country at the beginning of service. So that's inside the Human Rights Commission. There's Tickle versus Giggle. Now, this is an interesting one, and I still haven't quite resolved it. But we have a transvestite called Tickle.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a women's only app called Giggle. And this is an app for the young girls who want to talk about their periods, or older women that want to talk about their pregnancies, or even older women that want to talk about their menopause. It's women's issues only app. Now, inside that app, there's a moderator who's just kicking people off that aren't women. Like all the men want to come in because they've got access to the girls. She's sitting there kicking them off, and she made a mistake. Not that she thought she made a mistake, but she saw a man dressed up as a woman and kicked this person, Tickle, off. Tickle goes to the Human Rights Commission and takes her to court. She's now down, she's lost a court case and she's down $100,000. She's crowdfunding, she's going to the Supreme Court. She could be in the hole for $1 million by the time she's done. But we've got some interesting transvestite issues in this country inside the Human Rights Commission, and that's where we're getting into our most amount of trouble. If a man, we've also in Parliament, there's a latest one which just made everybody go nuts. Inside, once again, the Human Rights Commission, that sort of group, they're declaring that if an employer doesn't employ a man who identifies as a woman and says that they could be pregnant, they're in trouble. So now we've got to actually allow delusional men who think they're women, who then will take it to breastfeeding and will take it to pregnancy. And if you say, I'm so sorry, but you're still a man and you can't breastfeed, you are taken to the Human Rights Commission. If you say, oh, I'm sorry, I think you're a little bit crazy, and I won't accept the fact that you think you can get pregnant, you're off to the Human Rights Commission. So, yeah, that's going on, Mike. I don't know what's happening over in Canada.
Well, I just got a new poll that was just sent to me. Someone sent to me a new poll from the CBC. Canada here says finds nearly 80% of Canadians think the country needs to accept more immigrants.
Well,
Well, they're migrants. They're not immigrants. Immigrants come to build shit. Migrants come here and just destroy the country, right? So
All these polls are skewed
yeah,
absolutely to where
everyone
we
I
want
talk
them
to is fed up.
be.
Everyone I talk to is
Greece,
pissed off.
yeah, yeah, it's wrong, and the minute people start, like, I've spent the last, I don't know, 20 years, I used to work in the advertising industry. We used to have research groups. We used to do all of that stuff. We used to employ those people,
Hmm.
and we'd skew the questions to get the answers we wanted
Hmm.
done. And that is a poll. It's skewed to get the answer it wants.
Yeah. So
There's, and the fact that people even listen to it or believe it, and no matter how hard like it's crazy, like that. Everybody's kind of got fog, total brain fog. Nobody engages anymore. And then, you know why nobody's engaging anymore? Because we've got one person to every 10 that's on the public tit.
Muslims are telling Christians to leave the country, to leave Canada. It's our country now.
Yeah. The same thing's will be happening here. The same thing.
But they can't maintain the infrastructure. It's going to become like Angola 2.0. Where the people that built the country leave, the country becomes a piece of shit.
It goes to shit. And this is the sad bit. It's happening in Paris right now as we speak.
Yeah.
It's happening in England. I can't believe what I'm seeing in England, in London, right next to the, I've forgotten what they call it now. But it's in London. And it looks like the camps that they came from.
Yep. So I got another headline here. Japan announces it will not allow Islamic cemeteries. If you want to bury your people, take them home.
Excellent. I'm like, go Japan, go Japan, go Japan.
100%. Japan's on the right path.
Their culture. They're holding onto their culture for grim death. And they've been you were the one that recommended that movie, about the priests going to silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the Portuguese going to Japan.
Yeah. Brilliant movie.
Yeah.
And Japan, they've got a backbone, and they've got a backbone. I give it to them, and I'm just, go Japan. We got to look to and be more allied with Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying, to sort of get everybody more aligned with Japan. A lot of Australians are going to Japan now, and they're getting a sense of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But good, So there's moments to smile, but that little tiny glimmer from Japan. And we're bringing in ISIS brides, like, come on. So I don't quite know what anybody should do other than distrust the government, don't comply with anything, don't sign up to anything, don't download anything that, if you can avoid it, stay out of it. Don't sign yourself up for anything.
Yeah.
Stay out of anything. Don't tell people your date of birth or where you're from. I mean, just lie through absolutely everything all over the internet, or else you'll be screwed with identity theft. Don't engage. Just head down, bum up, and maybe, if you're able, start learning to grow food, because somebody mentioned that food's going to be the new gold. And I sort of replied, food is king, because when push comes to shove, everything else is ethereal. So what have you got to say, Mike? I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm
just letting you talk, because I talked to the whole show at the beginning, right? I needed someone to come and help me carry this cross, right?
All right. Well, you've got a chatterbox here. Because it's been a while and I haven't spoken to you, and I don't know how you're finding just being, with your shop, and if there's any more imposts that the Canadian government are putting on you.
Oh, there's just the taxation's through the roof. It's impossible to be a private citizen. You have to work for the government if you want to maintain a proper lifestyle, and you have to comply to work for the government. So you have to comply. So
Yeah.
we're in a lot of trouble. We're
A lot. There's a lot of simplistic messaging coming out in Australia from the mainstream media, which is really unusual. And they're saying things like, well, now with your taxes, by Thursday or Friday, you might actually be working for yourself, on a 5-day week. So they say from Monday to Wednesday, you're working for the government. Thursday and Friday, if you're lucky, that's for you.
Right. We broke this down years ago on the channel by months, like 6-7 months of the year you're working for the government and the rest is yours type of thing. But I've never broken it down by the week, though. That seems pretty interesting.
That I thought was quite something from the mainstream media to
Mhm.
be saying. And some of the mainstream media personalities are starting their own YouTube channels, a little bit like the Breakaway with Tucker Carlson, that type of thing. That's going on here.
Russell
And they're
Brand.
not, oh, well, come on. That's just a chatterbox. He's just
Russell
like
Brand, Joe Rogan, all those
he'll
guys are there for the money, sweetheart.
yeah,
They're there
I
for money.
know. They'll just roll with whatever they're rolling with, like they'll they come and go. I mean, neither of them, all of those guys, they just want to have relevance, but
Mhm.
it's not real, like they're all actors, and I mean, if Tucker Carlson could really tell the truth, that'd be a miracle. That'd be amazing,
Mhm.
And Russell Brand, well, he's just a show pony.
Mhm.
I mean, you don't even worry about him, like he's just a show pony. That guy is just all in it for entertainment. It's a whole different kettle of fish what you've gone through and what we've all gone through with you, with the shutdowns and the bannings and the thises and the that's, and it was hard work. I remember, like at the beginning of the show when you were talking about how you're being cancelled off YouTube, warnings, cancel. Then we jumped to this one and that one, and then Odyssey, we actually had some freedom, but boy, it was not an easy platform. And
Then we got
then
kicked off of Rumble.
oh yeah, Rumble, good grief, Rumble, it like what a mess Rumble's become. I'm
Oh, it's
like,
all
oh,
Rumble heroes.
oh, it's awful.
It's Rumble
absolutely
heroes on
awful.
Rumble now.
I,
Rumble heroes.
I thought it was going to be okay, but I think it's hit the stock market, Rumble, and so it's just full of leeches.
Mhm.
I mean, it's another platform, and when they started adding the ads, I just couldn't deal with Rumble at
Remember,
all.
do you remember we were doing a Mike in the Night on Rumble, and the Russell Brand dog food commercials kept coming on?
Oh, I don't. Well, see, you're probably getting different ads to me. I mean, they still like to play the international, different horses for courses, like different ads will go to an Australian viewer if they spot you're from Australia, and you'll get a different ad from, Canada, and UK will get different set of
Yeah,
ads.
yeah.
Like none of us are seeing the same thing. But where we are seeing the same thing is when we're on Mike in the Night talking.
Mhm.
We're all hearing the same thing. There's no ads in the middle of it to upset the flow, which is fantastic. But there a lot more sophistication is now coming into it. The fact that X got Twitter got
We got banned on there after Elon Musk bought it.
Oh, I don't get that. I honestly,
We got banned for our
not,
how Hamas got played video. Got us banned off of X permanently.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely, and you can get back on. You can get back on.
So
I'm sure you can get back on that one. Yeah, well, that's where we get into really tricky territory.
Mhm.
With the Blue Star, we get into a lot of troubles with that. hence, it's like don't take sides and get head down, and head on a swivel, stay out of the fray, disengage. Literally, I think it's really a matter of just disengaging as best you can. I'm trying to whip up my community to stop some new charges coming into our community from the local council. But jeepers, part of me sort of thinks, oh, but like, what do you do? I mean, the Australian government, if you don't pay your bills, you lose your home, you lose everything. Like, they really can go hard and at you. And if you become someone that they think is problematic to a degree of influence, if you have some sort of influence, or
No, I don't. I'm not an
you're
influencer
making
because I
them
don't get
look
paid to be
bad.
here. Influencers get
Yeah.
paid to be on social media. I'm not an influencer.
Well, your influence is your calm and your don't take sides, and um, you uh, you haven't influenced me as much as bolstered up my thoughts of distrusting the government, and which I already had. And you allowed us to become far more aware of the money laundering.
Oh,
There's,
big time.
the news that's not in the news, and the money laundering, I think, was the one that really perked me up with you. And I remember hearing a lecture from a university in Australia, and he was actually, I couldn't believe it, and he was actually giving us it may or may not necessarily be China, but it's money coming, how
It's
the
China. It's
money
all coming
comes
from China.
into.
Everything's coming from China. All of it's coming from China. Iranians are not laundering money in Canada. Russians are not laundering money. Mexicans, no. It's the Chinese. The Chinese are the ones that have to get their Mexicans don't have to get their wealth out of Mexico. What for? Why you have to take
Yeah,
your wealth out of Brazil for? Keep it in Brazil. Stay in Brazil.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
Chinese that are going to get their money out of their country and turn this country into
Be-
China.
yeah, they're doing it in Australia, and it's
Oh,
just,
you know what my
there's
favorite is,
so
Anna?
much corruption.
My favorite is
What?
Anna. When you
Yeah.
guys start to realize that the migration centers in Australia bringing in all these people from India are tied to China.
Oh no.
Woo! That's gonna come soon. Coming soon, Anna, to a newsreel near you. You're gonna see. Fucking Mike Martins told me this. That these migrant centers that are bringing in all these people from India are tied to Chinese, and the assisted suicide in Australia is all tied to China too.
You're kidding.
Why would I lie to you? I don't get paid to lie to you, sweetheart. No one's giving me anything to lie.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just having a moment. The assisted suicide. I'm pretty big
Oh,
on
it's
the
a
whole
big deal in
suicide
Canada.
thing.
1 in 5 people already
Yeah.
have been was it 1 in 10 people or 1 in 5 Canadian? I have the video up. I have all the videos up. Have been already died. And you know what, Anna? In Canada, like 94% of the people that died from assisted suicide in Canada are white Canadian Europeans.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not anyone else.
I did say MAID was coming to Australia. I just don't know how long it's going to take,
Mhm.
because we don't have we have got the blanket marijuana where everybody can get marijuana through medical no, we did, but we don't have dispensaries where you can just walk up and buy it. But we have access to so-called medical marijuana, and I sort of feel like, a lot of people are on that. But it's not cheap. It was better when you went to Nimbin and kind of
Mhm.
bought it off the street. But they're controlling people being high as a kite, but they're banning things like vapes, and they're banning smoking, and they've tried really hard with the cigarettes at almost what, $70 a packet and stuff like that. And but the assisted suicide, we have assisted suicide here,
Mhm.
but it's not like made, you've sort of got to have a terminal illness, and you can then decide.
Oh, in
like,
Canada,
if
you
you're-
could say they'll just you'll be outside the Tim Hortons and somebody will take you in and get you killed.
Yeah.
I'm not making
Yeah.
that one up, Anna. That actually
Yeah.
happened the other day.
Serious? Like
Look it up. Tim Hortons made assisted suicide. Tim Hortons. Look it up.
Are they advertising like with brochures and at Tim Hortons?
I don't know. There's people around that are basically with clipboards telling people, "Hey, you want to die today?"
Oh wow. Where do you think that'll end up?
Again, the Canadian proper and the European expansion need to leave this country. It's no longer Canada. Canadians need to abandon Canada. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I have to say this, Anna, because we're getting to a point where the Canadian proper, I'm talking about white, if you're white or European, you have to abandon Canada. Canada needs to be abandoned. I'm not saying, oh, you're not fighting in this, it's not that. The governments won't allow the existence of the European expansion to have their churches without getting burned, have their, their feasts, their bakeries without being bothered and taxed to death. And assisted suicide being offered only to white people. 94% of the people that died of MAID were white. And Anna, this is it. It's like Canadians need to come to terms and realize that they need to get out of Canada, period. Canadians and European expansion need to get out, right?
I mean,
I'm a Portuguese citizen. I'll go back to the Azores. I don't give a shit. I'll go back to Portugal and somewhere in rural Portugal where no one cares about.
It's going to be beautiful, Mike. It's going to be beautiful. I mean, the fact that you actually have a beautiful place to go to. But what about people that don't have that ability?
Well, you see, my wife's from the Philippines. So if we have to abandon Canada, we could just go to the Philippines too. We could go to our video series we put up on our YouTube channel. Did you watch that video series? Our $7,000 home in the Philippines?
I'll come visit you in the Philippines. It's
That's
in my
fine.
neck of the woods. I'm all Asia.
Well, there's no woods. It's tropical jungle. But that's what I'm saying to you, Anna. Canadians need to put their hands up and just say, you know what? We surrender. It's not because we're bending over or we're elbows up or some bullshit like that. It's none of that.
Yeah.
It's because we're not going to win the banks. We're not going to win the markets. We're not going to win immigration. We're not going to win. We built the country. It's built, but we have to surrender it because they're killing us every way possible through taxation, through food, through the garbage they feed us, through all the garbage. We have to, it's just, we lost. There's nothing we could do. My dad came here from Portugal to escape Portugal was being sanctioned. Okay, Portugal was being sanctioned, so we had to leave Portugal because they were starving us there. Not the Portuguese government, the Americans were sanctioning. So we had to come to Canada. We come to Canada. What are you doing in our country? Why are you in Canada for? Why are there Portuguese people here? We're here to build this damn country. Who do you think is going to build it? And then one after another, it's over. We lost. We lost. We can't beat the government. We can't beat the banks. We can't beat the economy. We can't beat the taxation. We can't beat the garbage and the food. We can't win. We can't win this. And that's why I'm advising Canadians, a European descent or European. You could go back 3 generations, Anna. Anna, you could go back 3 generations. Now, Scotland's taking back 3 generations. Italy's taking back 3 generations. Ireland's taking back 3 generations. So if you could track your lineage back 3 generations, go back to Europe and clean the mess over in Europe. That's what I'd say. Go back to Europe and clean that land and fight for that land for your kids' future, because there's no more future for the European expansion anymore, and the people that built and fought for this country more in Canada. That's just me. You could call me a loser or a wimp, or I'm giving up.
No. It's all to do with your mental health and state of well-being, and your happiness level.
Right.
It's really like, where are you going to be okay?
Mm-hmm.
And in my case, I'm seeing a real difference between. I'm seeing major similarities between Canada and Australia, but I'm also seeing real differences between Canada and Australia. And the Canadians are too nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Australians aren't so nice.
Mm-hmm.
When they get their back against the wall, they'll come out guns blazing. You saw what happened in Melbourne.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. The one culture too, I wouldn't want to mess around is Australian proper. I would not want to mess with an Australian proper. Usually, Australians are pretty big, strong men. The men are usually big
Yeah.
and strong, and those
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
that's a one
We've
culture I
got
wouldn't
a
want to mess with.
we've got a level of sort of tough, a grit. We've got a bit of although this latest lot, oh, they're pretty wimpy and they're on medical marijuana or they've been HRT'd. I mean, this is my kind of issue with what's going on is that the left has taken over to such a degree that it's taken all these young families with all these young boys, and these boys have got lots of get up and go and grab a stick and play stick fights and all of that sort of stuff, and they're dumbing them down with medication, and they're dumbing them down at primary school or junior primary. They're killing the kid. They're killing our young Australian men off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another story. Anyway, yeah, so I don't, like our 40-year-olds, our 50-year-olds, our 60-year-olds, gritty as. But we start looking at our 25, 20-year-olds, oh, they're soft little powder puffs. And they've been not Ritalin. There's another drug that they've been pumping into them since they were in junior primary and primary school. It was the go-to. Oh, I can't manage my child. He's not, blah, blah. Drugs. Australia is the highest drug takers of antidepressants in the world.
Yeah, per capita it is.
Yeah, so I don't, I have real trouble with people out there because I know they're drugged and they're walking zombies.
Yeah.
They're
Psychotropics.
just drugged up. Yeah, psychotropics, Benzadrenal, you name it. I don't want to know about all of the drugs. I just know we have got a hell of a lot of them, and they're drugging kids. They drugged my nephew, and my brother and sister-in-law went along with it. And my mother and father had a hissy fit over it, but lost the battle. And the kid is a disaster. My another friend of mine got a between 20 and 30-year-old, flat as a tack, works in an island off Australia as a cleaner, mops floors, like not interested, disengaged, totally disengaged. And there's so many that are young ones in between 20 and 30 that are pretty disengaged. I find maybe 1 in 10, 1 in 20 that's kind of awake to stuff and got some zip and get up and go. And they're usually the ones out of the cities. It's the country. It's the Australian country that's got a lot of get up and go. It's got a lot more of it. There's a lot more realism. There's a lot more common sense. The cities, and we've got such concentration in Sydney. We're heading towards 6 million just in Sydney, and it's kind of it's just, if you raise a child in Sydney now, you'd be drugging them. You'd be drugging yourself. It's so hard. Sydney's gotten really tough, mean and tough, and somebody's got their hand. There's so many kind of government and bureaucracies and things with their hand in your pocket. It's off, outrageous. And our shopping, I bought 4 items. I think it was $40. It's like, man, a little tiny block of Parmesan was $14.
Holy shit.
The only thing that's good, that's cheap, is really bad for you. It's rubber cheese or stuff like that. I'm trying to cook pure, and man, it's getting really, really, really expensive. And the CSR, we've got all our companies have been taken over. And I just found out that our sugar, Queensland was literally built on sugar for a while there, with the sugar cane and the sugar refineries and sugar. Well, the company's called CSR, and it's recently gone and sold itself, a couple of years ago, sold itself off to a French company, who then in turn is now bringing in sugar from China. So a lot of produce is coming into this country that's
Garbage.
garbage, absolute garbage, and people can't compete. Everybody's really cash poor. They've got no money left. Too much is going to rent. To just to visit a friend is sort
Well,
of
nearly
20 to 30
87,
bucks.
nearly 87% of Canadians say that the country is going the right direction, the highest since 2017.
Are we talking a poll again? Some research? Really? Are you giving me some of that, Gus? Oh, come on, Mike. I mean, everybody's got to realize that all of these polls and research and this and that is all just bullshit. It's like bullshit and of the highest order. Absolute rubbish. I
Yeah.
mean, as soon as they started getting into research polls and it's been nothing but manipulating and it's a disconnect, because you go, well, it must be me, I must be the one odd person that's having a tough time, and that's one odd 20 million people that are thinking they're having a tough time, because research tells me it's all going well.
Research is telling you it's 90% of people, 85%, 86.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit.
Total. Yes, there may be a few that are doing okay. I mean, my fancy pants five Michelin star wannabe, where seaplanes come in and limos come down to the restaurant. It's still going okay. It's still getting the $1,000 a table. So yes, still got wealthy people, and they're capped it. This latest budget has capped it, so they've grandfathered all of the wealth for themselves especially, and anybody that's now kind of coming up and trying to be entrepreneurial inside their sort of 20s to 30s, which is that time where you've got all the get up and go, and you've got all the energy and the bright ideas and the networking and all the different things going on, and you can actually take on all of that stuff with aplomb. They're sort of slowly being kind of crushed. They're being crushed. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping the rise of One Nation will shake it up so bad and get rid of all of the bullshit and get rid of the net zeros and
Bullshit,
get rid of all the WT, the world, the forum, all that thinking, and will shake up the universities. They all need a major. I want to see the Human Rights Commission disbanded and thrown into the trash heap, where they belong, along with all of the nose-ringed, blue-haired lot and the Karens and the rules. I mean, Mike, as I've always said, and I'll always continue to say, and it never stops, is the minute I put my foot out of the front door, I'm in trouble. There's a rule I've broken.
Yep.
There's a rule. And even inside my home, there's a rule I've broken. There's a rule I've broken because I may need a balustrade because something is 4 feet above the ground. Who knows? Who knows? And they took the big thing here is all housing, but the cost of a house, 50% of the cost of the house is going to government. Government is just having a field day with housing, and they're throwing 5% in that. You can have a 5% deposit on your $2 million house, and there's negative equity going to show up. I still think the whole thing is going to implode pretty nicely by August. I've got hang in there till August, and then sort of start, waiting for the shit to really hit the fan, and people to start screaming. I think they're going to. I've been looking at real estate over the last 4 months with a friend who got out of Melbourne, and just the bullshit, and the rubbish and the costs and like a horrible little box. I mean, seriously, Mike, do you have horrible boxes?
Do they check you guys for money laundering? Because Canadians, European Canadians, white Canadians in Canada that buy and sell property all get investigated for money laundering, even though they're not laundering money. They just sold a house, now they're buying another house. I got investigated for money laundering too when I bought my house. So
no.
You guys don't? Okay, Canadians, white people in Canada, working in Canada, already own a house, sell a house, buy a house, or buy their first home, actually get investigated for money laundering.
Yeah,
they don't investigate the Chinese people bringing in trillions of dollars. They put the laws into place for Canadian and white people. Yeah,
I'm not surprised, because the white people are compliant. Like they don't kind of get in front of the camera and go, if I don't like you, I'm going to cut off your head. Like they don't say stuff like that. They don't show their level of aggression. I mean, normally the whites are very, we stand in line and we're in like first in, best dressed. We have stoplights. I mean, these countries don't have anything of managing people and people actually going, okay, I'll wait behind this person. It's fair. There's no fairness in a lot of countries overseas. I mean, I experienced it when I was traveling. There's, they'll cut in front of you, throw their children in front of the line, and then chase after their children to cut in front of you, waiting in line to get on a ski lift.
I noticed that when I'm in the malls, like Chinese people would run in front of me. I'm at the elevator. I'm the first person at the elevator. There's nobody around me, and then 3 minutes later, there's like 20 Chinese people standing around me, and then I'm trying to get on the elevator. They're all running in, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll take the next one. It's like, what the fuck, man? So, anyways. And I got to let you go because we want to get No Way Jose on to wrap up the show for us.
Okay.
And we've been talking for a good chunk. We'll get you back on in a couple of weeks to update us on all this stuff that's going on.
Well, hopefully you've had a nice little break.
Yes, I have. I feel good now. I feel regenerated, and I'm going to go back at it right now.
Okay, all righty. Everybody take care. Stay out of the trouble. And Mike, hang in there. Hang in there. God bless.
God bless you, Anna. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that's Anna Key from Australia. That's got all kinds for us. All kinds. We could be here for hours with her. No Way Jose wants to come on. There's another gentleman from Japan that wanted to come on, but he never messaged me back. I don't know why. He never messaged me back. I told him just add me on Instagram. Just message me. Yeah. Dino Bravo's in the comments. We got RC Lamoureux in the house. And let's get next caller on.
Straight out of Mirror, crazy podcaster named Mike Martin from the show called Mike in the Night. 3 in the morning and the city still breathing. Truth on a mic while the whole world's sleeping. News ain't real, man, the script's been written. Mic on the air and the signal ain't hidden. From the coastlines out to the prairie towns. People tuning in when the sun goes down. No suits, no script, just a mic in a fight. When the clock hits 3, it's Mike in the Night. They try to mute it, try to shut it tight, but the truth keeps running through the wires at night. Street level talk, no polished promotion, just the raw voice of the Commonwealth spoken.
Mike in the Night, hear the broadcast roar, truth on the line like never before. 3
a.m. and the system's in sight. Voice of the Commonwealth. Mike in the night. Mike in the night. Cutting through the smoke. No safe lies. Every word gets spoke. From the streets to the satellite height. Voice of the Commonwealth. Mike in the night. Government papers and midnight deals. Backroom whispers, spinning the wheels. But the people still watching, they reading between. Every headline flashing on a glowing screen. Radio waves cutting straight through the lies. Late night signal, opening eyes. No filters here when the words ignite. It's the underground hour, Mike in the night. Truth move fast when the silence breaks. One microphone and the whole world shakes. They can try to spin it, but the people know when that midnight broadcast starts to flow.
You there? Hello? No way, Jose, you there? Hello? 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 No way, Jose? Guys, we lost No way, Jose. We don't know where he is. We don't know where he's at right now. So if anyone knows where No way, Jose is at, please just message me and let us know. If you see him, he'll be in the Chicago area. He's not picking up his phone. Oh, here he is. I've been trying to reach you. A lot tougher to get.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, you know how it is. You win some, you lose some.
That's life.
All right, guys. If you want to support this transmission, please share this video. You want to support Mike in the Night? Wherever you're watching this video, share it, please. All right, go ahead.
So, Mike, you will never guess what happened on Memorial Day weekend in Chicago, aside from, like, you know,
5 or 6 shootings.
Yeah, 5 or 6 shootings. You hear sometimes maybe like 50 plus shootings over the weekend. There was like something additional that happened, just like you predicted.
I predicted.
You did.
Okay, so tell me exactly, what did I predict?
That there would be more teen takeovers this summer, I believe.
Yep, I predicted that. And why are these teen takeovers happening? What did I say? Why?
Because these kids know that they have nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And that there's like no future.
Mm-hmm. And I think I got footage of some of that teen takeover on Instagram. It's crazy. They're like ripping stuff apart there. So they got nothing to lose. What do? They just fight back, right?
They fight back.
And where did we steal that quote from?
Fast and Furious 5.
Fast and Furious 5. When you dominate people with violence, they have nothing to lose. What do? They fight back.
They fight back. Exactly.
Right. But anyways, thanks for paying attention and listening to the show once in a while. I appreciate that.
Of course, I do listen to it like while I'm working out or doing something if I miss it.
Oh, good. I appreciate that. You catch up with the show. I appreciate that.
I do.
Yeah. All right, keep going. What do you got? What's going on? Teen takeovers and what else?
Yeah, so like, you know, it says that more than a dozen people were shot overnight in Chicago as Memorial Day weekend began with gun violence, large teen gatherings, and multiple violent incidents across the city. Unfortunately, 5 Chicago police officers were injured after an 18-year-old driver allegedly plowed into a crowd near Loomis and Roosevelt.
I saw that on the news.
Yeah, these teens were not afraid to like run over a police officer.
Yeah, well, again, because they got nothing to lose, right?
No. The suspect, at least, was taken into custody and the weapon was recovered, which I'm assuming is, if it was not the gun, it was the vehicle, because the vehicle can be used as a weapon.
That's right. I mean, you can use anything. You can use a comb as a weapon, a toaster as a weapon. You can use a set of car keys as a weapon.
Yeah, a bat. It's not just like, oh, let's take the guns away and then like there will be no more violence.
Mm-hmm.
And like someone wants to kill someone, they'll find a way.
They take the guns away so people don't rebel against governments. They don't take the guns away to stop violence. They take the guns away from people protecting themselves against government tyranny.
That's why we have the Second Amendment for.
Yeah.
To protect us from government tyranny.
Mm-hmm. That's right. All right, what else?
So, like, the mayor was calling it a large gathering instead of, like, a teen takeover.
Oh, bullshit, it's a teen takeover and they know it.
He knows it. And he does not want to hold the parents accountable.
Of course they're on hold. You know, in some European countries, and even African countries, believe it or not, they keep law and order in place with kids by saying, if your kid fucks up, you're going to jail for him. Or you're going to pay a fine for him.
I believe you, Mike. Because my friend told me, like, in Washington, D.C., I think the mayor started finding the parents or holding the parents accountable due to the teen takeovers, and it worked. But this mayor doesn't want to do it for whatever reason, because I think he's just saying he's calling it racially profiling.
Oh, bullshit, racial profile, bullshit.
So that's his excuse for not taking...
Quacks, you know, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, sounds like a duck, guess what? It's a fucking duck, right?
It's a fucking duck.
It's a fucking duck. So calling a spade is what it is. And then people need to start fucking accepting the facts.
They do, absolutely.
Continue, my friend.
Now our good old governor, J.B. Pritzker, criticized Mayor Johnson about the Chicago Bears stadium. Mm-hmm. He said, quote unquote, I know the mayor has no plan, because you remember, like, in previous Mike in the nights when I called that the Chicago Bears stadium, like the CEO wants to move the Bears stadium to Arlington Heights, which is a suburbs in Illinois, instead of,
and it's safer than Chicago.
It's safer instead of keeping it in Soldier Field, because the CEO was complaining that there's too much crime there. They keep, like, the Chicago Bears stadium there.
Continue.
Yeah, so the governor stated that lawmakers are allegedly negotiating on legislation to provide Bears with property tax breaks for a stadium in Arlington Heights.
Yeah, so here's the problem with that is it's a big problem, because these cities are built off of property tax. Like, they have no economies. Like right now in Canada, if Canada is doing what Florida did and scrap property tax, because Florida is saying, you know, it's not fair to charge people property tax on a property they bought and pay tax for at the beginning, and then charge them tax every year to live in their property. That's bullshit. So Florida's canceling they're canceling the property tax. Texas is looking at it. Louisiana is looking at it. Alabama's looking at it, and to show the world that we don't need property tax to function a good economy. A good economy could run on 3% tax, 3% wages, taxing 3%. Canada 50% wages. Canada 15% tax. We're getting completely destroyed here, and they're still going broke, and they're going broke still. Now, if you knew what we paid for property tax up here, boy, you'd have a heart attack.
I'm sure I would.
You know people in Canada, so you probably do know the property tax here is high.
They do complain about the property tax and all the amount of taxes they got to pay.
Yeah.
Despite everything, Mike, Johnson still continues to push to keep the Bears in Chicago.
Well, Tom, but we got a problem here. We got a problem here with Tom Bob. I just realized you're dumb. You call Spanish Mexican. It's not. It's Spanish, not Mexican. No, stupid. They speak Mexican in Mexico. I lived in Mexico for 2 years. Yo hablo como pinche mexicano, güey. So I speak perfect Spanish, and I learned Mexican Spanish. Would you say my Spanish is Mexican or from Spain?
Mexican, because you lived in Mexico. You learned.
Yeah, but
how to speak
cuando estoy
Spanish the way
hablando, cuando estoy
Mexicans speak.
platicando con ustedes, cuando estás escuchando mi acento, mi acento es mexicano or de España?
Mexicano.
Okay, so I sound Mexican to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm speaking Mexican. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm just trying to say. So someone's calling me stupid about that. Go fuck yourself. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So Johnson's still pushing for the Bears to stay, but I'm not sure, Mike, how that's going to work out for him.
Well, he needs the property tax revenue if he wants the city not to go broke.
No, he doesn't, because of like all the money that he spent on the illegals when they came here housing them. He was trying to get the federal government to bail him out, but that's not really working out for him.
Yep. It's not going to work out. It's all going to fall apart. It's all meant to fall apart.
It's meant to.
All of it. And you guys have what, 4 or 5 layers of government in Illinois?
4 or 5 layers. Yeah, 5 layers.
So someone's saying that I speak Spanish with a heavy English accent. Yo sé que me puedo decir, yo no sé más que me puedo decir. Nadie, cuando yo estoy platicando o mirando o explicando algo, todo el mundo siempre está en contra de mí. Siempre está en contra de mí. Siempre. Yo nunca no me pueden ganar en nada. Nunca. Nunca ganen. I always
Online
lose.
trolls.
You can't win on anything.
No,
You can't win.
you can't.
I had a bunch of Mexicans in my store the other day. We were talking for like 40 minutes. I told them where I lived in Mexico, and we talked in Spanish the whole time. And I told them that I'm a Portuguese. I'm a Portuguese citizen. They're like, shit, man. They're like, if you told us, like, you know, like I thought maybe your father or your uncle or your mother was Mexican or something, or somebody grew up talking to you, you know.
Your Spanish was so good that they couldn't even tell that you were a Portuguese citizen.
Te falta el acento, amigo. He's saying I don't have an accent. I sound Canadian. A Canadian speaking Spanish. Yeah, people even tell me I don't even speak Portuguese properly. It's like, fuck off, man.
It's your first language. Fuck off.
Fuck off, man. I used to do... Hey, I did Mike in the Night in Spanish, the whole fucking show with callers.
You did, in a Portuguese show.
Yep, and my Mike in the Night in Spanish, when I did it in Spanish, I was reading the English articles and translating it to Spanish in real time without even reading, you know what I'm trying to say?
I do.
El gobierno hoy en Cuba va a hacer unas reglas nuevas para cambiar la gente para poder comer más comida. And then we'd go over the article, but it was all in English though. But I would say what they're saying on real time into Spanish, right on the spot.
So you're translating it
right off the spot, right off the bat.
Right off the spot.
But anyways, that's okay. You can't win them all, right?
No, you can't. You gotta lose sometimes.
Yeah, can't win it all. But yeah. So what else you got for us?
Aside from like the teen takeovers, the regular like violence you hear about in Chicago, and then the whole fight with the Bear Stadium, whether or not they should move to Arlington Heights. Now Chicago residents are being encouraged, believe it or not, to buy flood insurance.
To what?
Flood insurance for floods.
Oh, they're being mandatory to get flood insurance?
They're being like encouraged because sometimes it can rain really hard in Chicago.
Yeah, but you guys don't get more than a foot of water any time.
Exactly.
So,
like some houses might get like flooded, but that has to be because of like the infrastructure.
Lo infraestructura.
Yeah.
That depends.
It depends.
Yeah. So keep going.
Like aside from that, Mike, school will be out this week in Chicago, both in elementary and high schools. So you know what that means.
Teen takeovers, baby. Woo!
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, teen takeovers.
with the weather getting nicer now, more people going out and trying to enjoy the city after a long winter, you can expect there to be more like teen takeovers or
Mm-hmm.
for like hearing more about them,
Yep. Yep.
or even like expanding like throughout the United States.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's going to expand across America, like we said.
Like
Looting
you said,
is going to continue across all over parts of America because people have nothing to lose anymore. They're going to be smashing, what do you call those, bus stations? Not bus stations, like bus stops. They're going to be smashing windows. They're going to be
the bus stops, like the shelters.
they're going to be trashing everything, man. They're just, people have nothing to lose anymore. They got to take their countries back. America needs to take America back for Americans.
They do. Look, one of those teens was not afraid to run over a couple of cops.
Yep. America needs to take your country back, America.
We
you have
do,
the
like,
guns, you have the laws in place to do it.
Yeah, like if officers are not safe, like who is?
So, yep. That's right. It's a good question.
In on public transportation, I'm still seeing more security on it. And that's because the mayor took action after like Trump threatened to like withhold federal funding due to like the violence on public transportation.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to see if there's anything here happening. I can find it here for you guys. But I don't know where it's going to go anymore. No way, Jose. It's getting bad.
I don't know, Mike.
It's going to get real bad. I just tell people, put your hands up and just go back. Everyone go back to their countries of origin, man. Everybody go back. If you want to be safe, go back to your country, your people.
That might not be a bad idea.
Just go back to your people, man. So, yeah. Yeah. Anything else, bud?
I was in New York not long ago, Mike. I'm sure you saw.
Yes, I saw your pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
And how was it?
It was pretty good. Like over there, I did see a lot of police officers in almost every subway station.
Okay.
And probably for similar reasons as Chicago.
Yeah.
That they're being threatened that they'll lose federal funding if they don't do anything about the crime to address it.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a tax revolt soon, right? The tax revolt is coming soon, so there's going to be a massive tax revolt in the next couple of months to the next year. People are going to start paying. They're going to stop paying their property tax, start paying their income. They're going to start paying tax. They're just going to stop paying taxes because they're paying taxes for no reason, and nothing's being done with the money. The police aren't allowed to do anything.
No, it's even in New York too. They're not allowed to do anything.
Yeah, and all they're doing is finding ways to tax you more. I think there's going to be a huge tax revolt in the next year to next maybe 6 months to the next year and a half. People are just going to say, "F it, I'm not paying my taxes anymore. Screw you." Right?
I could see it, Mike, because New Yorkers are pissed from what I hear.
Oh man, they're paying so much tax in New York. There's a mass exodus in New York. Do you remember the video I made like 8 years ago? Escape New York now, or you'll regret it by 2020.
Yeah, I do remember.
That video was good. Now people are watching it today. And it's like, oh wow, this guy was right about the taxation and the brain drain and the Chinese money laundering and the fentanyl and all the shit going into New York. It's like, hello. Yeah. It's going to turn out like Vancouver. Yeah. Tax revolt coming. I think tax revolt's real. I think we're going to see you're going to see a lot of people combining together and say, you know what? If we all don't pay our taxes, what are they going to do?
What will they do?
Yeah, what are they going to do? Send the IRS or the CRA to everybody's house?
They can't do that.
Yep, they don't have the manpower for it.
No.
Yeah, but I just thought I'd put that out there. Tax revolt coming.
Tax revolt. I like it.
Yeah.
If I see any teen takeovers, Mike, I'll keep my eyes out. Or if I
film
see
it
any
for us,
Kings rallies,
film it.
Or any no King rallies again in Chicago.
Yeah, keep your eyes and ears open because it's important that that you keep us updated. But make some videos too. Just send it to me on the Instagram, and no one needs to know it's from you. I could download it off the Instagram chat, like the chat, and no one needs to know it's from you. I could just say it's from somewhere else. So I don't want you to get in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will do that for you.
Yeah.
Record it on my phone, send it to you on IG.
Yeah, just send it on the chat, and then this way nobody knows, and I'll just say, look what's happening here in Chicago, and yeah.
Yeah, I like IG.
Yeah, Instagram works good for callers.
It does.
Anyways. All right, brother, I'm going to let you go. I'm wrapping up my 3 hours here. And we'll get you back on in a couple of weeks. Okay, brother?
Sounds good, Mike.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that's No Way Jose here on Mike in the Night. Is there anyone else that wants to call in? Let me check your hidden requests. Nobody requests. Nobody else. Okay, let's see if there's anybody else here. We need to get Tommy on from Australia, from Tommy, Hitting Stacks Tommy. We haven't had him on the show in like 3 months now. So, someone's saying, hi, River. Someone's asking for Ricky Spanish. I wonder where Ricky Spanish is.
Ricky Spanish.
Tig Nim in the house. Hey, Tig, what are you doing up so late? Yeah, we haven't had Ricky Spanish on. We got to get Ricky
Spanish.
We need to get Ricky Spanish back on Mike of the Night. He emailed me today and yesterday, right? Someone's asking about the Raven. Raven doesn't have Instagram. He uses someone else's Instagram when he calls into the show. So the Raven does not have Instagram. Yeah. So Tig is saying, we're watching you. Rip Torn's in the house. Everybody's in the house. Anna Maria's in the house. Anna Maria in the house here. But, yeah, no one's messaged me, guys. Guys, all you have to do is add me on Instagram, send me a message, and we'll get you on the show. If you want to come on the show and talk to us, you're more than welcome to come and talk to us. And tell us what's happening in your neck of the woods on Mike in the Night. Because that's what Mike in the Night is about you. It's, I read a few headlines. I brag a little bit about what we warned you guys about in the last 10 years. And then we go ahead and get your calls in, right? And no one has Instagram. There's like 1 billion people on it. Yeah, Ricky Spanish is doing okay. Ricky
Spanish.
He's doing fine. He's just doing his investigating that he does, researching what he's researching all the time. But yeah. If you have Facebook, you have Instagram, by the way. Just so you know, guys. If you have Facebook, you do have Instagram. It's built in. Just so you know. Facebook's good because I don't have to use my personal I don't have to use my personal Facebook for calls and stuff. This way I could use my Instagram page as a fan page, and it's more easier to use. So apparently you can get up to $17 for new federal groceries and essentials benefit this week in Canada. I'm just looking at anything headlines are coming through here. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else here for you guys. Yeah, guys, we told you about the census, guys, already. We made a video back in 2022 outside the stadium where, like, the hockey rink where I live. I made a video in 2022 for you guys saying that they're going to come hard on the census and they're going to want to know about empty rooms, how many empty rooms you have, how many migrants could fit in your house, and they want to start charging you an empty room tax. I've been warning you guys about the empty room tax years ago, and everyone called me fat. They called me fat. Just like when I kept telling them, they're going to pull the trigger on a pandemic. Look at the mess we're in. Oh, you're just fat. Okay, I'm fat. No, Tignim. Tignim, you're wrong. Saying Canada is the only country in a recession. Canada is in a depression, my friend. Depression. But are you are yawning because not enough peeps are buying you a coffee? No. You guys buy me a coffee if you want to buy me. Didn't I get anyone buy me a Kev? Nope. No. I just got one coffee today. Yeah, that's fine. People donate whenever they want. It doesn't matter. Well, I don't get paid to be here. I don't get paid to lie. I don't get paid to come here and lie to you guys. I come here and I get paid. I don't get paid. I come here to talk to you guys. See, I don't get paid to lie. A lot of these influencers get paid. Remember the videos I put up, reading the emails for you guys? They wanted to buy me years ago. I said, nah. I want to die in peace. I want to die knowing I didn't fuck with you people. That I came here to tell you guys what it is and where it's going. Holy shit. My latest electricity bill for 89 days was $1,400 with a 6-day blackout. Holy shit. Philadelphia has installed the surveillance cameras all throughout the city for your protection and generate revenue through ticketing. Edward, they've been smashing them and breaking them down too in Philadelphia. If you took note, people are taking down the cameras and ripping them down. Yeah. Someone's saying they're living in the woods. Mike has a clear conscience. You bet I do. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar I do. I sleep good at night. I really do. Someone says electronics will make you cold. Just to let you know, it's in control. Yeah. Blade Runners. All right, who else is out there? It looks like our audience is dying off. Guys, tonight we're only live on Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, Kick. We got over close to, I think it was 140 people on Facebook earlier, and then everyone just left. Instagram, we got over 80 people on Instagram. Now we're down to, I think, 1. Yeah, Stephen Todd needs to message me on Instagram. Because we need to get him on Instagram. It's very important. Yeah, we need to get him there. Let's see if he's messaged me yet. Come on. Just give me 1 sec, folks. Patience. Let's see if I can find it. It looks like Stephen Todd just started following me. Man, there's just too many people. I can't. Damn it. It's hard to follow. Just try and see if I could. That's our Australian boy down there. I think that's our Stephen Todd. Let me see if I can get him on the phone. Let me see if I can get him here. See, I'm doing some backwards engineering here. Doing some backwards engineering here tonight on Mike in the Night. All right. Okay. All right, let's get Stephen Todd on the phone here. On Mike in the Night.
From Australia to New Zealand, from the UK to the USA, from Canada, the true voice of the Commonwealth, Mike in the night. Hey, voice of the Commonwealth, from the streets to the global well. Hear it loud, hear it clear tonight. It's Mike in the night, shining light. Whoa, we don't follow, we lead the way through the noise. What they hide, what they say. 5 nations, one voice, one sound. When the truth drops, feel that ground.
Yo,
How do you work this?
just like you're using a
Ringing.
phone.
What?
Yeah, I could hear you. Just like using
How?
it's like your phone. How you doing, Stephen Todd?
He's on there.
Can I hear?
I could hear you perfectly, bud.
Oh, Mike, sorry, mate. Look, I don't know. I've been all over the bloody internet, Instagram, Facebook, and all this.
Yeah, no
I'm not
worries.
really that
We
tech-
could hear
I'm
you
not
clear
that-
as day.
I'm not that tech savvy, to be honest, but I've got something major to tell you, mate. Look, you gotta hear this.
Okay,
This,
buddy. Go ahead. So,
there's a,
are we talking
you
in
know what's
Japan? Are
happening
we
in Japan,
okay? Hold
mate?
on. Are we talking about in Japan or where?
Yeah, in Japan, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, you've heard all the bullshit about them wanting, Islamic burials and all the rest of it. you
Yes,
know.
and they cancel it, and they
It's a-
told them
it's a
go bury
whole
your
lot of
people
bullshit.
back in your
They will
country.
never ever wear that in Japan. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
it's just not possible here. The room, like they've had a big population on a small country for generations, and cremation is the normal. That's it. There is no actual burial in Japan. But now they want to designate. They want to buy a plot of land and turn it into a Islamic burial site, right? But you know all that. You've heard all that, right? But
Mhm.
hey, I
Yeah,
got something better than
we
that.
covered it
I even
earlier.
got-
Yeah.
You've got something better than that. There's a new one now. This Pakistani Islamic group, just slightly north of Tokyo. It's still in a populated area, but it's surrounded by rice fields. Anyway, they bought this piece of land and they built this gigantic mosque on it with no permits. And the council kept saying, stop building this thing there, don't do this. And then they built it. But you want to look it up online. Saitama Mosque. Saitama, Saitama Mosque. And anyway, so what happened was they finished it. It's all beautiful inside. They show the interior of it. It's big, beautiful, big building. And guess what? The government stepped in and issued, this is only in Japan, mate. This could happen. Issued them with a deconstruction order.
Yeah.
That was the word, deconstruction. Not
That's exactly how it
demolition.
works. That's exactly. You're in
Yeah.
a country, you follow its tradition, its culture, its people. Canada, you could do that. In Canada, they'll give you a government grant from taxpayers' money to build a mosque.
Oh, yeah, you
Anything
wouldn't
to
get
go
it in
against
Japan. You wouldn't
anything
get
to
that
go
here, but-
against Christianity, they'll do it. Anything to go against the Christians, they'll do it.
But I thought it was so funny the way they worded it. They've been issued a deconstruction order.
Yeah. What do you expect? You're in Japan. You follow the Japanese culture, the Japanese way, the tradition, history, its people. The Portuguese tried it when they went over there in the 1500s to bring Christianity or Catholicism, right? A lot of them were persecuted and murdered, right? Did you watch the movie I recommended to you years ago called Silence?
No, I didn't actually.
Came out in 2017. It's called Silence. Martin Scorsese's.
What's it called again? Spell it out.
Silence.
Tell them.
Silence.
I found.
Silence.
Oh, I don't know. It must be your Portuguese accent on your English. Mate.
Silence. Silencio.
I've been listening to your show, mate.
Yeah.
I know everybody pissing on you about your accent and everything.
Oh,
no,
that's okay.
You speak pretty good English. Hey, but I love it because you know what happens. It's the first time it's happened in Japan where they've issued a deconstruction order. And what it means is they've got, I don't know how many months to demolish the building, and if they don't, the government will come in and demolish it, and then they will bill all the elders of the church, whatever the mosque or the fuck it is, and bill them for it.
Yeah.
Isn't that brilliant? What a brilliant, and this should be headline news around the world.
Again, Japan is Japan because the people that live in Japan are what? Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, they don't want it. They don't want it. And it's surrounded by rice.
Well, exactly. You live in Mexico. The people that live in Mexico are Mexican. That's why it's Mexico.
Yeah,
right? But the problem is countries like Australia and Canada and New Zealand have become a breeding ground for this weird, bizarre, multicultural is going to save us bullshit.
Yeah, but Japan's getting it right, mate. Like a deconstruction order that, it's the first time ever they've issued one.
Mm-hmm.
So for a big building like that, maybe a shed or something, but a big building like this, it's major.
Mm-hmm.
And they've said, no, if you've got your deconstruction order, and I found out what it actually means, that if they don't deconstruct it, the government will do it, and they will bill them for it.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that brilliant? Man, this is a step in the right direction. Man, this is brilliant.
Well, that's how you take your country back, is you become your country. You keep your identity.
I love living in Japan. But the thing they hate more than anything is all these calls to prayer at 5:30 in the morning and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to listen to that. Like, Japan's a very quiet country.
Yeah.
You don't have people screaming and hollering and carrying on. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Again,
I wanted to tell you another thing about property tax in Japan too.
Yeah, go ahead.
The way it works in Japan is when your house is new, you pay your maximum amount. Like, it'll be about, I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000 a year, probably property tax. Mm-hmm. But as the property gets older, the tax goes down.
Oh, really? It's not like Canada where it keeps going up $300 a year?
No, it goes down.
Oh,
and it goes down and down. So when you get old, if you're living in your house, you're not getting kicked out of your house because you can't afford the property tax. They actually help you. My house is 40 years old now, and my property tax is $350 a year.
Right. What it should be on an older house. Sure. When Canada goes up, your house burns to the ground.
Yeah. In Japan,
it goes up even more.
If you build a house, it'll cost you in the beginning, but as you go on and on, it gets cheaper and cheaper, and then when you retire and that, your property tax is almost zero.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the way it should be? What the
hell?
Well,
in Canada, up until 1971 or 69, in Canada, once you retired at 65, you don't pay any more property tax. You don't pay property tax anymore.
Well, you're not working. Where's the money coming from?
Right. But here, there's people paying $17,000, $18,000, $22,000 a year property tax for a piece of shit.
I'm not bullshitting you, Mike. I pay $350 a year, and I've got a very big house.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm talking about in Canada, people paying $18,000, $12,000, $14,000, $16,000 for a piece of shit.
Even a new house here would cost you no more than $4,000 or $5,000 a year. That would be the most. Oh, even that would be a lot, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But in Japan, the elderly are respected. They try to help. They don't want to force you into bankruptcy when you're 70 years old and force you out of your house. Well, what the hell's that?
Yeah, what the hell's that? I do want to visit Japan. I really, really, really do.
Oh, Mike. Oh, you've got an open invitation, mate. I've got a big house. You're welcome here anytime. Bring your whole family if you want to.
Let me write this down. What town do you live in, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I'm south of Tokyo.
Okay.
If you go to Tokyo, it's about an hour and a half on the train from Tokyo Station.
An hour and a half south?
Yeah.
Well, that's far south. Okay.
If you want to come, Mike, feel free. I've been calling you for like 15 years ago. I used to call you all the time, but you remember? I used to.
Of course I remember. What the hell? How do you think I forgot you overnight? Of course I remember you.
Supermarket tours for you and all that.
Yeah, I remember that. I appreciate that. Still up on the channel. Still rocking and rolling, buddy.
Yeah, actually, there's no inflation here yet. It hasn't hit here yet.
No.
You can still buy. You can still buy a cabbage for $1.50, or food's still cheap here. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess inflation's going to hit here. Well, everyone keeps saying it's going to. It hasn't hit yet. It hasn't hit yet. No, we're still cheap here.
Okay. Well, it's good to
You can
hear.
go out for a few beers and something to eat for $20, no problem at all here.
Yeah. Well, here it's
$25.
here you walk. Oh man, I would love to go and eat in Japan. If someone asked
Oh
me,
man,
I would love to
that's
go
an
eat.
open invitation, Mike. Like honestly,
I believe you. I believe you.
I'd love to put your family up. I've got plenty of room.
I believe you. I'm going to talk to my wife about that. I'll talk to my wife. We need to maybe book a family vacation. Maybe go to because
My sister lives on Vancouver Island. She comes here frequently.
Okay.
And she lives in Port Alberni.
Well, what I'll do is I come see you, spend a few days or whatever, spend some time in Japan.
I do the show here, mate. Do it here.
And then then I head over to because I have a home in the Philippines, right? So I don't know if you saw my $7,000 home in the Philippines video series.
Yeah, I watched it all, Mike. I've been watching you for like nearly, I don't know how many years, 10 years at least.
Yeah, and
I watched it when you bought the land. You got the land and you started with the foundation and all the bullshit.
Yeah.
I've seen it all, mate. Saw it all.
Yeah, I just Anyways, I just wanted to.
Yeah, but it's a good backup to have anyway, mate. So if the shit hits the fan, you can always go to the Philippines.
Oh yeah, Philippines is fine. Everyone is respectful there. Everybody's clean. It's organized. The food is organic. I don't have any issues in the Philippines at all. Everyone's Catholic, so I don't have to worry.
You'll love Japan, Mike. You'll love it. It's really, really good. I've been there 35 years.
Wow.
And my eldest son is here now. He wants to live here too.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah, he's had enough of Australia. He said, "No, I'm out."
Yeah, it's getting too much down under.
Can live here for like a third of the price of what it costs in Australia.
And everybody's more respectful. It's cleaner. It's organized.
Yeah, and you don't have any, cars roaring around, screaming tires in the middle of the night, and there's no crime.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave your car unlocked. You don't have to hide everything. I don't even lock my front door. I haven't locked it for 25 years. I don't lock my front door.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's an open invitation, Mike. I'll call you in again. I'll get some more supermarket. I don't know if your listeners are interested to see what's happening in Japan.
I love always knowing what's happening.
Yeah, it's inflation hasn't hit here yet, but I'm picking it's coming. I would imagine it is, but at the moment, gas is still cheap. It's only $1.60 a liter.
Okay,
and
you don't have to drive far to get around in Japan either.
You know what?
Everything's close by in Japan. You don't have to drive a million miles like in Canada to get somewhere.
No. Oh, no.
In Canada, you got to drive a million miles to get to the next city. It's like crazy, right? So.
Yeah, everything's close here. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, everything's close by.
It's a much smaller country, but it's not crowded. It's, everyone thinks, Japan's going to be a madhouse, but it's not. It's not like if you go into Tokyo, Shinjuku, somewhere like that. It can be mad in there, but it's very organized. There's not people, everyone's doing the right thing. You can leave your wallet. I'll tell you something funny. You have these point reward cards at the supermarket. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I went to the supermarket and I put my points rewards card down on top of I wanted to get some free ice, which they give you ice for free in the supermarket. But anyway, I put my card and a 10-cent coin on top of it while I got the ice, and then I completely forgot. And then I get a phone call from the supermarket. Oh, we found your rewards card. And they called me, come and pick it up. And they give me the 10 cents back as well.
Holy crap. Yeah. Whoa, that's amazing, man.
10 cents. Here's your 10 cents. Oh, God. Okay. Thank you very much. Because they looked up, when I took out the rewards card, they had my phone number and everything on it, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody had handed it in and said, oh, yeah, and then here's your 10 cents as well.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, it's good to hear that there's places still in existence that are...
Canada, mate, you'll love Japan, because my sister, she lives in Canada, but she much prefers Japan.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it. I'll talk to the wife about it and maybe make a stop over there on the way to the Philippines.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I do have Instagram, but I was watching you on I think your YouTube channel.
Yeah, YouTube.
That's why I wasn't getting your messages. But anyway, mate, I'll do a walkthrough for you if you want.
Please do anything. Just tell me. Just send me anything that you feel that I could use. Okay.
Yeah, but I thought that was a brilliant one. That I love it. I love the wording though. The deconstruction order.
The deconstruction order of a mosque. Yep.
Yeah, it's the very first in Japan. Yeah, man. They should be blasted from every news station in the world.
Yep.
Japan ordered a deconstruction of a mosque, and it's beautiful too. It's a big building, man.
Mm-hmm.
But trust me, they will knock it down. I'm telling you, they will do it.
Well, get some footage of it if you can, if it does.
But just look it up if you want. You can look it up. Saitama.
I saw it. I saw it on Instagram. It came up on a reel. Yeah.
Man, I just couldn't stop laughing when I saw it. I thought, this is bloody brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The locals don't want it. They don't want all this noise.
No, they don't want this. No. Nobody
country.
in Canada voted for this shit that's coming in. You know what I mean? All these problems we're having. Nobody voted for this shit. Nobody.
No, of course not. Nah. But where are they getting this? Where are they getting these ideas? Why do they keep importing these people? I don't get it. What? Hell.
The Chinese are tied to it. The Chinese are tied to the migrant centers here in Canada, bringing them in.
I don't get it. I still can't get my head around why they want to do this. I just can't come up with any reason except for vote rigging or something. Maybe that's all I can think of. I can't think of anything else.
Mm-hmm.
What's the advantage? There's no advantage to bringing all these bloody 70 IQ people. I mean, they're never going to work in Japan. The average IQ in Japan is 105. How's it going to work? This is never going to work out. And you bring all these 75s, and I think it's even lower in Afghanistan. It's because of all the inbreeding. It's never going to work, right? I still can't come up with a rational reason why they're doing this.
Well, they're doing it in Canada because the housing market's collapsing, and our Canada's economy is built on housing. And if our housing goes down, our economy goes down. And the Canadian proper cannot get into their own real estate anymore. They're completely bought out. They've been bought out of the market since 2014. And now, I bought in 2018, Mike. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, but you paid $1 million for a house that's worth $100,000. Now you're going to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Well, in Japan, it's the opposite. Like, real estate here it never goes up. It always goes down. If you buy a house.
Yeah.
If you build a new house, it just goes down and down and down. But the property taxes go down with it. So as long as you stay there, you're right. You pay your loan off, and then when you turn 60, 65, and that your house is paid for. Mm-hmm. You've got no property taxes to speak of, and they look after the old people here. They don't kick them in the guts when they've worked their whole life.
Well, in Canada, they're offering them assisted suicide, right?
Yeah, I saw that, and you know what? I saw somewhere that my sister lives on Vancouver Island, and Vancouver Island has the highest rate of assisted suicide in Canada. Did you know that?
Well, they want to get rid of the Canadian proper, right, and the European.
Yeah, well, man, I couldn't believe that. Anyway, there's no assisted suicide here. You'd get locked up in jail if you tried to do that here. Man, they'll never wear that here.
Yep.
If you turn 90, 95, everyone lets off fireworks and celebrates.
Yep.
Not to say, it's about time you moved on, isn't it? Nobody says that here.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are still driving at 90 here in Japan. I know lots of people still got their driver's license at 90.
Mm-hmm.
Still driving, no problem.
Yeah.
But they drink a lot of green tea, of course. But,
yeah, they do. I drink a lot of green tea too when I'm at work. But
yeah, no, green tea is very good for you if you can. Once you get used to it, I drink it at least 1 liter a day of green tea.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, mate, I just thought, I know you're tired, but I just thought I wanted to chime in about that mosque because it just made me laugh so hard. Mm-hmm. But at last, somebody's actually doing something.
It's good. That's good.
And the wording, the deconstruction order. Now it's beautiful.
It is. It's good. It's good news that Japan is taking itself back.
Oh yeah, no, but the people are behind it too. The people don't want it. They've had enough. Because these people love being noisy, right? But the Japanese like being quiet. So there's a problem right there, right? Straight away, you can't go blasting the call to prayer at 5:30 in the morning. I mean,
no, it doesn't.
It's never going to work.
You could do that. You could do that in a Muslim country because it's a Muslim country, right? So
yeah, we'll go back if you want that. We'll go back there. And,
go live in a Muslim country if that's what you want, right?
Yeah, of course. Well, why not? What are you doing here?
Yep. That's the
And,
main
you
question,
know,
the $1 million
the burial
question.
rights and all that bullshit, you know, but they've dealt with that. They've actually passed a law now where it's actually illegal. They've actually passed a new law. It's actually illegal to bury people here without permission. So that's a step in the right direction. But the next one is the first mosque being deconstructed. Man, I love it.
You're so on that,
Bring
eh?
it on, bring it on.
I'm just jealous it's not happening here. That's all. But anyways,
Yeah, well, I don't know, but the people aren't unified like the Japanese. I mean, they're unified. They you know, if they don't want it, they'll make it clear.
well, the people that live in Japan are Japanese, right? And they know that.
Well, I'm only half Japanese.
But you know what I'm trying to say, right? So.
No, I'm not Japanese. I was actually born in New Zealand, but my kids are all from Australia. But I've been here a long time now. I consider myself almost Japanese.
I used to know a guy that was born in Cambodia, raised in Vietnam, and wanted to be Chinese.
Oh, God. Yeah, good luck with this therapist. Yeah.
Anyways, all right, Mr. Todd.
All right, mate.
Thank you
I
very
just
much.
wanted to, I was trying to connect with you and it wasn't working. I'm actually using my son's phone, but he managed to find out how to work it. But
Yeah, it's very simple. Just go ahead and follow me on there, and then just message me on here anytime. Okay, brother?
yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm following you on Instagram on my phone, but I said, I don't know. He's looking very sleepy. He looks like he's going to hang up, but I just wanted to chirp in with about the deconstruction of a mosque.
It's been 3
Man,
hours.
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Well, thanks for adding that icing or
Okay,
that
mate.
cherry
Yeah,
on
well,
the
have a
cake.
talk to your wife. If you want to come to Japan, mate, you're welcome here 100%.
All right, brother.
Don't
I'll
worry
take you
about
up on that. I
accommodation.
seriously will take you up on that, okay?
You'll have to buy your own booze, that's all.
That's fine. Anyways,
Okay,
all right,
okay,
brother.
mate.
God
Okay,
bless
mate.
you.
Good. Thanks for talking to me, Mike.
No worries.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that's our boy Stephen Todd from Japan updating us on what's happening on the ground in Japan. Woo! Here we are, folks. Someone says, tell the passport story, Mike. What passport story? I got so many passport stories. And it is Mike in the Night, guys. $5 from R.C. Lamoureux says, may the Lord Jesus bring you all the desires of your hearts. Amen, amen, amen. And Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Don't block me here, Mike, since you know more than us. Can you give me an update on the Caledon guy shooting? I don't know what the hell. Oh, we already talked about that on the show. Jerwal Staram is calling me a European pussy. Go to the beginning of the show and watch what we were talking about the shooting. It was in Caledon, Ontario. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think. Guys, I'm going to be signing off Mike in the Night here. And, so there's a lot of people trying to fight with me or calling me, sending me a lot of bad names in the back end of the show all the time. And they don't understand what I'm saying in the video, so they come back and they're calling me, what do they call me, a European pussy or some fucking shit like that. But yeah, that's how people are. They just do that. They do that kind of shit. But yeah. Anyways, made passport story. Oh yeah, no, I had a friend go update something on his passport, and the lady at the passport office asked him if he wanted to get if he ever thought of assisted suicide, and the guy's like 32 years old, so she gave him a pamphlet. Did she give him a pamphlet, or was there a pamphlet on the wall? I can't remember what that was, but anyways, guys, we're gonna be signing off here tonight on Mike in the Night. And let's see what we got here for, yeah. Signing off for Mike in the Night episode, what is this? 653, guys.
Transmission intercepted for 3 hours. Signal detected. Mike in the Night.
blinking on every street. Truth buried 6 feet deep. Paper signed in quiet rooms. Deals made under crescent moons. Digital chains you never see. There's something in you wants to break free. They say it's safe. They say it's fine. But why's that camera watching mine? Clock hits free.
Thank you, RC Lemero, Dino Bravo, Glenn Dumont in the house, Mayo King, Marilyn. Oh yeah, Anaki. Oh yeah. Stephen Todd, thank you very much. No Way Jose.
Baseline truth, all at your fires. No more silence, no more talking. I have spoken.
Mike Martins here, signing off for episode 653 of Mike in the Night. Take care, and if you can't take care, stay safe. I have spoken.
Predicting every move you make. Borders blur, control expands. Digital cuffs on steady hands, but in the dark the people wake. Feel the system start to shake. Eyes up, wake up, speak up, stand up. They fear the ones who see the play. They fear the ones who won't obey. Fight, fight, fight. 3 a.m. that's when you know. Fight, fight, fight. The quiet truth be